All right, here we are with Fellowship Star Wars Spiders and Snakes, Season 1, Episode 3. We are here in February 2021, and I am Devin playing the Empire Framework.
I am Adam, playing Lam Nar, who is a Kaminoan with the Spider Playbook.
I am Jack, playing Kes Eldar, who is a Mandalorian using the Elf Playbook.
I'm Jonathan, playing as Stitch, or S01E03, a battle droid, using the Squire Playbook.
And Peter has Void Within and Without, a given abyssal nemesis.
Perfect. So, gang.
What's the name of the episode, Devin?
Oh, shit. Good one. The name of this episode is Overrun.
We'll
I have
fix
a
that.
list of that in the playbook. What? No, I don't need to fix it in post. I just said the episode name. It's done. So, look, if I've done this right, it's also in the title of the podcast episode, and it's on a Google Sheet somewhere, so it's fine. So, gang, briefly, let's recap last session.
All right. Well, we found our way into the facility, found a trapdoor spider. It welcomed us with all 8 open arms, and it didn't go great.
No.
Tried to avoid a bunch of sleeping wampas.
That also did not go so great.
No.
We managed to
track down Killer Mike.
Yeah, Killer Mike found us.
I shot him
okay.
again. Or I stabbed him again.
We turned on the power, though, so that's good, right?
And you got your ship fixed up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you're able to rescue all the Mandalorians and end this 3-episode arc. It's gone 2 episodes longer than I thought it would. Hooray!
Void and Tora Pano left back to their ship with Killer Mike, and hopefully that's the last we'll see of them for a while.
Yeah, if Peter doesn't fuck everything up in the very next scene we're about to do.
Oh, damn.
Peter. Okay, so let's dive right in. So as we left off, Tora and Peter and the casket with Killer Mike's droid body into it has been flown off planet, right? And you guys are now hanging out in the ship that you've repaired. You're getting up and running, going to take off with it. And your Mandalorian friend, what's his name?
Wayfarer.
Wayfarer is tuning in to the compound. And just trying to get a signal and just, bashing the control panel, tuning it with tools and stuff. So this would be a very brief time for you guys just to, I think you're all sharing a meal was what you're going to do, and just quickly have a quick, round table talk, someone should just do a thing each just to say kind of what you're doing or what you're talking about, and then we'll cut to the next scene.
S01E03 will have, a comedic moment where whatever somebody else is doing, they'll be in the background. Doing stuff with the spider swarm. I don't know, maybe they pick up a spider, it gets mad at them. Imagine George Lucas decided that whatever scene is happening right now needed some kind of stupid comic relief in the background.
We watched New Hope, and holy God, those scenes suck.
Yeah, so that's happening. George Lucas would be proud.
All right, I walk up to a Wayfarer, and I sit down with him while we're having our break and eating a snack. And I look over him and just say, so what's your, I believe the term is chapter?
Oh, good. You're asking me to remember a thing. Okay, here we go. Our chapter house is the Seekers of the Prophets.
What's your, speciality? I'm not that familiar with how the chapters work for Mandalorians.
They just kind of exist and have their own cultures. They're not like Space Marines where they specialize like that.
Okay.
They're just kind of segregated from each other because they have different ways of being Mandalorians, it looks like now, after Mandalore fell super hard.
Yeah.
So, you just want to know more about...
Yeah.
What's your people's goddamn deal?
Yeah.
He's like, well, I guess the most important thing is that we follow the teachings of Mandalore the Prophet.
Don't all Mandalorians follow his teachings?
Not all of them, because there have been a lot of Mandalores, and Mandalore the Prophet was a little bit controversial because people consider him the heretic Mandalore.
What did he do?
He was a sorcerer that was taken from the crib of an enemy that we were at war with and raised among our ranks as a foundling, and he became Mandalore. And people think that adding the strength of our enemies to our people meant that we were taken over by the enemy sorcerers.
In the background, you can see Cass just kind of nodding along. Like, yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Huh. When you say sorcerers, are you talking about Jedi?
He kind of like shrugs his shoulders because this is the Empire era and no one knows what that is. Even though that was only like 20 years ago. But he, like, as far as I know, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, there were our people, the warriors of the stars. And we took ourselves from our death world into space to hunt the most dangerous game. And across our voyages, we encountered these sorcerers, these sneaky, manipulative, powerful magicians. And we thought they were great sport, and they were. They had their own code and their own system, and they had honor that was like comparable to some of our chapters. And we would engage in galactic wars with them. We would have hunts, and we thought that these enemies understood us, but they were cowards. So what they did is they found an empire called the High Republic, I guess is what people called it at the time, and they offered to become one with that empire and give and help them and like change their ideals and their culture for protection because they were afraid of us and they couldn't fight us in open war. So they turned like an honorable duel between our two societies and civilizations into an actual military war. And we were poised to wipe them out and destroy the Republic and conquer the galaxy in blood. But one of our own, who was like taken from the sorcerers as like a battle trophy and raised among us, Mandalore the Prophet, he gathered together the other chapter leaders and said, our enemies are fools and cowards, and they're going to be undone by their own hubris by marrying themselves to this empire. It'll eventually turn it on them and eat them and destroy them, and no one will ever remember them. So he said that we could no longer hunt them, and we should instead ignore them and separate into a diaspora across the stars and settle.
Well,
and he kind of just gestures to, I don't know, like the space around him, and I don't see any more sorcerers around.
well, yeah, no, he was right. They were around, and that republic did fall pretty hard.
So some Mandalorian chapters believe that Mandalore the Prophet was a heretical Mandalore because he had, the power of oracleness, like he could see the future. And we believe that he was a legitimate Mandalore because he married the strongest aspects of both of our enemies and us. And we have followed his teachings and left the sorcerers alone until they went extinct.
I nod my long neck at that because I knew some Jedi and I knew the sorcerers, and yeah, they did. They aren't around anymore.
They're gone.
I flat out say that. Yes, I knew some of these sorcerers back when I was working with the Republic or for the Republic, and yeah, they're all gone now.
Yeah, Wayfarer or not, it was before my time, but that's we believe that Mandalore the Prophet, and he has other teachings, of course, but like we believe that he was the last true Mandalore before we gave up our culture and settled on Mandalore and became pacifists that were easily taken advantage of.
So what do you expect from your people going forward after you leave Hoth?
He kind of shrugs. Like, I don't know. I'm a wayfarer. I just go out and do. I don't think about it.
Would you be interested in fighting the Empire?
I mean, yeah, it's something to do. Sure. He is this awkward. That's not me. This is him. It's like you're like, you want to fight the Empire? He's like, sure. Okay.
All right.
This guy's like 19. He is literally probably a little bit older than Luke.
Well, they're doing the war, buddy.
There's a reason you recruit people when they're that age.
Yeah. This guy,
he was born on Hoth. He's probably going to die here.
If this guy was in America right now and said, I would literally kill for an education, 4 different recruiters would just show up out of nowhere.
Rolling on up.
We heard you have what it takes.
Desperation.
right?
That's all we're looking for.
At one point during a previous session, we did an Am I the Asshole, where like I took an Am I the Asshole and put it into context of Star Wars, and they had to vote who was the asshole. And it was about a single mom, because the juiciest ones usually are about, them being clearly steamrollered by awful people. And at one point, the comment, "Single mothers are braver than the troops," just got dropped.
Oh, no.
And that made it into the final edit. Right? How much do we not care anymore?
I mean, I voted that they're both assholes.
What was that?
I voted that they're both assholes.
Yeah, but we weren't listening to your vote.
No,
She was in the right. She was in the right.
Shitty here.
Oh shit, we're recording still. Oh my god.
Yeah.
This is a tangent. This is live. Oh god, this is a hot night. Anyway, so Wayfarer's like, yeah, okay, but when you say the Empire, you definitely mean the Spider and Snake Alliance, right?
Both.
Okay. I just want to clarify that you're like, yeah, the people that are currently like killing your people, you want to help us fight them and take the war to them. And he's like, yeah, okay.
The ones who were just shooting us not 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, he goes, yeah, okay. I'm up for it. He told you about Mandalore the Prophet.
Yep.
Now you know. Now that check mark for learning more about people's people comes into play.
We did it.
Yay.
But yeah, they're definitely derivatives of the children of the Watch or whatever. They don't take their helmets off. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. These ones don't, other ones do. And they haven't been doing it their whole lives. They did it like when Mandalore fell and Queen Satine died. That's when they were like, you know what? Time to go back to the old ways. Let's leave this place.
This pacifism thing isn't working out.
We don't want to deal with people smuggling poisoned, children's drinks.
Poisoned apple juice into schools. Yeah, like I think that like if there's going to be eventually like a force scene in one of the games where you guys like maybe see like what that day looked like for a Mandalorian. It's just like going to be them in like a nice cushy condo because Mandalore's gorgeous, and like reports about Queen Satine's assassination, the Death Watch, the fucking Mandalorians with bone armor on them, and like a mother and father and like their kids, and then like look at each other talking, be like, you know what, we got to do something about this, and like a montage of scenes where like they go to like a museum and take back their grandfather's armor and stuff, and like start packing their shit and leave.
We're reclaiming our donation.
Yeah, no, exactly that. Which people do. Like, people actually donate heirlooms to museums, and they're like, you can have them for these many years, then we want them back. And the museum's like, yeah, duh. It's yours. If you're white. There's an actual legitimate story about this. I don't remember.
We're still recording.
I know, but I'm good at segue into it. Where they go to a museum, and out front was like this cultural relic, and they walk up and put their hand on it and take a picture with it and touch it, and the museum guy's like, get the fuck away from that. It's like a priceless heirloom or whatever. And they're like, this fucking thing used to sit outside my grandparents' house that I grew up in for 100 years before you guys fucking took it. I'm gonna touch it. It's mine.
Good.
Yeah, a whole thing. Anyway, yeah. Anyone else want to do a quick little roleplay scene with anyone here?
I just don't really have anything specific right now. So
I just can't stress enough that while that really good talk was happening, like my guy was like, "Oh no, spiders are on me." And it's real dumb.
Running around with his arms flailing.
Yeah.
We still have Meathead in the area. If you want to talk with him.
Is he still? I thought he went back on the ship with.
No. Specifically, Tora told him exactly.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, she abandoned him because the X-Wing only fit 2 people: her and the pilot, Peter's character.
I don't feel like any interaction I have with him is going to be nice because the last time we interacted, he was trying to kidnap me and then shooting me.
Yeah, but he wanted to kidnap you because he wanted a friend, so that's going to be nice.
He's not shooting you now.
Yeah, he's not doing it now. He's all right now, punching you in the face over and over again.
And then Order 67 comes in.
Oh, no. I think Order 67 is canonically kill the Chancellor, or something like that.
Oh my god.
I'm just saying, there's a perfect opportunity for someone to talk to him.
If you build those 3 bonds.
Oh man.
He'll transmute himself into a companion.
I'm just debating why Kess would ever bother. Like,
Then don't.
Maybe he's looking at you, side-eyeing you, and you want to find out why.
I don't think I do.
Then that's it. So, Wayfarer, right?
Yep.
I gotta be careful because I could by accident call him Waylayer, and like being waylaid by bandits is a word, right? Waylayer is the term for the Autobot in the next season of Transformers. That's the Doom Marine and has been stuck in the warp from Warhammer 40k since the start of the war and has been fighting demons the whole time. Children of Unicron. Like Ardent Energy is him harnessing Unicron Energon in the warp, like where Nurgle and stuff lives, to like power his systems and fight demons.
Like Cal Drago.
Yeah, like Khal Drago from Game of Thrones.
No, Khal Drago is the Grey Knight who was warped into the warp and has been fighting demons nonstop.
Wow, I didn't realize that was a real thing.
Yeah, so like he keeps laying siege to the inevitable city, and the inevitable city keeps trying to flee him, but unfortunately all roads lead back to the inevitable city.
Oh God, they're running from him?
Yeah. It's so dumb.
It's awesome.
Which, I mean, text-to-speech device made it very clear that he's probably super insane at this point.
Yeah, don't get close to him. Anyway, Wayfarer, not Waylayer. I did it immediately. Wayfarer picks up a transmission and starts like gesturing at you guys adamantly to come over because it's showing all the channels on Hoth and they're all basically like being polluted with signals as the nav computer you have shows that things are coming into orbit. And he's like, I don't understand. It's like it says here they're tracing a signal, but no signals are leaving Hoth. And then, like, as everyone gets quiet, you hear like a slight beeping sound coming from 93.
Everyone slowly turns,
and like it's not like a loud piercing beep. It's like a slow like boop boop coming from like a little light inside his chassis somewhere.
Yeah. It looks around when you are all like it turns around and keeps looking behind it. Like, I don't understand. Maybe you could see it beeping on its back.
Yeah.
Is there a little button for me to press to turn it off?
Yeah,
sure.
I just reach out and push that button.
Uh-oh.
Oh, thanks. That's much better.
Cut to Wayfarer. I got a bad feeling about this. And then we star wipe to space. Void within without, your X-Wing is driving on through the vast dead void of space on a direct course towards the sisters, those twin black holes. Yep. Tora is in the seat behind you. You are towing a casket. She's giving you coordinates for your approach. Do you want to engage her in conversation?
I'm not sure we have that much to talk about, honestly.
I mean, you have a lot to talk about because, you're going to try and destroy the Empire, right? And kill the Emperor? Remember that plan?
I mean, that's so far away. Seems like another game.
Is it, though?
Fine, sure. So, what are we going to do with the Empire?
She kind of just turns her head as you can hear that vague grinding sound coming from her skull. We're going to kill the Emperor.
So just roll on the Coruscant and go straight for him, and that's it?
I mean, yeah. That's exactly it.
That does sound like what the Jedi would come up with.
Sorry, we can't all be as tactical as losing an entire war with infinite amounts of disposable soldiers.
That sounds like both of the sides of the war.
Yeah, shockingly, the Republic and the Separatists, which was just the Republic but smaller, didn't know how to do anything correctly. Yeah, I'm not surprised. How competent could the Republic be? It became the Empire.
Yeah, not sure. Seems they've stumbled into this. I mean, at some point it was 50-50. The whole galaxy was divided.
I have no idea how anyone could walk away from that war and think it was 50-50. They were the Separatists. They separated off. They were a splinter. If you cut up a piece of a tree and a little bit gets in your hand, that's not 50% of the tree in your hand.
I mean, they don't call it a galaxy war for nothing.
Yeah, sure, it took place across the entire inner and outer rim, but it wasn't 50-50. It was just a few holdouts that we were hammering into. Droids take longer to make than clones. Thank God the Republic, years before you succeeded, had an army of clones ready.
Funny that.
Funny that. Did you ever hear the story about that?
No, haven't talked with Kevin no once recently.
It's not a story the Separatists would tell you. So, a long time ago, as you guys are driving towards the black holes, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, I lived in this sector of space, in this black hole nightmare land. And a old Jedi master and his pupil adopted me and decided to spirit me away to the Jedi Temple to raise me as one of their own, right? But fun fact, when I was listening to these two talk throughout the entire little adventure and life I had with them, the old man, who was like a count or something, he sort of ran the Separatists, he was tracking down some guy he used to work with, and that some guy's name is the same name on the clone production order. I never really investigated further because I don't care, but I think the Jedi, or I think the Separatists, or someone involved with the war made the clones, because it's real clear the guy making the droids was also making clones.
Huh, that's really strange.
Yeah, my master and I, back in the day, tried to piece it together when we had some other colleagues in this sector. It didn't really go anywhere, I don't think. Not in a way that was useful in the end. She says, her brain, her skull clicking in the back of the cockpit.
Oh, don't lose your head over this.
She snorts, like snort laugh, like. So how is dinner plate neck as a boss?
Cold, calculating, as you'd expect.
Yeah, he's crazy, by the way. He's a loony. He's a lunatic. Don't trust him to have your best interests at heart. For one thing, this thing we're towing, he probably was going to try and recruit it, and he has no idea what he's dealing with.
So what is he dealing with?
Something older, angrier, and more cunning than he could ever imagine. He doesn't play well with others.
I heard you can imagine quite a bit.
Well, watch out. Once we get rid of this piece of shit, we can move on and deal with the next. And then, your console lights up and you guys start getting communications from Steelhead. She's like, don't pick that up. Don't pick that up.
Oh, look, speak of the devil. Press the button.
Don't pick that up. We're going to him. We don't have to answer the call. Don't act like his lapdog. She just stops talking when you answer the call. Oh, yeah, Steelhead appears on the tiny little hologram. Little Tora and my apprentice. How are you faring today?
Well, we did lose a couple troopers, ships, what have you.
He starts talking almost before you're done talking because he doesn't talk with you. He's talking at you. Now, it comes to my attention that you're out of formation. I was hoping you would be close enough to the Strait of Messina so we can continue with some work I have lined up. We just got a signal from an old asset. I need you to move your troops into position. And Void, I need you on the surface. There's this planet called Hoth, barren ice world. There's some assets our associates want from it. Be sure we get them.
I think I've heard of this planet before.
It's good that you're so well traveled, my apprentice. What an excellent asset.
Will that be all?
Yes, and he'll just end the call.
Perfect.
You don't have to answer him, we were going to meet with him afterwards. Don't answer his calls when you're on the way. You're not his assistant.
Oh, it's usually interesting to see what he's coming up with his little droid head.
She kind of mumbles. Yeah, she'll give you the coordinates to fire Killer Mike into the black holes on a trajectory that'll rip him apart across both of them.
Well, I guess I'll have to nudge it a little bit to just put it somewhere in the orbit for later.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm not a star pilot. I'm a star mechanic.
Fuck. All right, and you guys will turn back and head to coordinates that Steelhead gives you, which is a capital ship in orbit around Hoth.
Perfect. And go there.
Yes, and I think that brings up everything I got to bring up for what you're up to, because Tor's... Yeah, you guys are going to dock and go into the capital ship. As you guys are walking, your communicator lights up, and she's like, don't answer it.
You know I'm going to. I click.
We're on our way. We're on our way to the office. Don't do that. Don't look like... She just keeps going.
So I answer it.
All right, Steelhead comes up on your communicator. Oh, I've heard that you've docked with our vessel around Hoth. Excellent. Get yourself to the surface and prepare for the strike. I know that little Tora will be handling her troops from her area. Could you just follow up with her and make sure that her office is in order?
Oh, I'm sure I'll follow up with her.
Very good, apprentice. And he ends the call.
I just look over to her.
Oh, she's walking to her office. Like she didn't stop to be part of the call.
So I take it that she's fine.
He did tell you to follow up at her office.
Fine, I'll go over there.
So Tora's quote-unquote office is a large room in this ship, maybe like an officer's quarters, that's been stripped of the room stuff and just been left kind of like a room full of technology. It looks like this is all like advanced communications equipment, like for like really low latency talks. She rolls her one good eye when you walk in behind her, and it's like, well, you can help set up then. And starts bringing equipment into the center of the room and produces like a board game. Like it looks kind of like Go mixed with the ancient game of Ur. And she sets that on the table, and a droid arm comes down from the ceiling to like set the pieces up. And she just sort of sits at one side and tells you to go sit on the other side.
Well, I guess I sit down.
And yeah, they start turning on communication equipment. There's a latency signal. There's a ping that comes back, establishes communication. She puts a headset in, like to her ear, and is just listening. And turns to you and it's like, okay, move. She gives you commands that are just like move, letter number to letter number.
Well, don't have anything better to do, so click, clack, do it.
Yeah. And then she'll wait, and then she'll move a piece, and then she'll tell you letter number to letter number. And this goes back and forth before the droid arm starts to take over and starts doing it. She's like, okay, that's good. Thank you. You can go.
See you later, Tora.
Yeah. She nods. As that's happening, once that game starts picking up, you get this, because you're force sensitive, right? You're picking up this weird feeling coming off of her and the communication equipment as like those Formorians, those soldiers in black armor that have spasms, they start like walking out of like barracks along corridors down this part of the ship and start like in unison marching towards like the shuttle bay.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's a whole thing. So you can make your way to the surface whenever you want because you're the nemesis and you can fuck with the players.
Well, I'll appear when they'll be low in the action.
Exactly. So we will now star white back to you, the party, and let's go over what tonight's all about. So we are in what's called the overrun session, where I'll just read off what I've written so that people understand the stakes and what has to be done, and then we'll just dive right on in. You guys have basically communicated with the Mandalorians as well as you could to build this plan to get them out. Make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So the Mandalorian tunnels, as we've stated, have been collapsed, and there is now a no man's land between where they've bunkered up and the surface. Those zombified furlings have been pushing the no man's land closer and closer to the survivors and starving them out of resources and protection. The main force, thanks to that droid distress call, is here. It's Maul's curse-eaten soldiers and Tora's Formorians. They're on the ground. They're starting to dig in and attack and rip shit up. Maul is physically present in the base right now with his curse-eaten soldiers. They're ripping open bunkers. He's basically the sledgehammer that can smash open the defenses that the zombies can't get through because they're teddy bears. He's currently looking for something, but he's not going to find it unless you guys intervene. So instead of taking what he's looking for, he's going to take Mandalorian technology trophies and Beskar so that he can outfit his troops better. Tora is in orbit with her weird rituals coordinating the Fomorians. They're there to die because they're cannon fodder. Steelhead is assigned Void with and Without to be on the ground to mess things up and make sure this goes off without a hitch. Also, Steelhead's actual troops, the Bakuran Cenobites, have been here the whole time. They're the ones that raise the zombies. And they're not looking for Beskar or fun things. They're looking to capture Mandalorians because the Cenobites use a type of technology called entekment, which powers off of pain and suffering. And different types of people produce different types of pain and suffering, different flavors of Gorman Boza. So they want honorable warrior culture people for a thing they're doing because they're a nightmare. And the final fact of this scene is General Kalani has been working with the Mandalorians this whole time, and basically they're the reason they've been able to hold out this long against overwhelming odds. But at this point, they now need backup because actual people who are competent and not zombies are on the ground now. So we move on to the situation. There are, early on in the siege, when the zombies first showed up, several key resource centers and defense grid bunkers were overrun by zombies, and the Mandalorians need someone to clear those chambers, reconnect them to the base grid, to unlock what's called the loading chamber, which went into lockdown when this happened. The loading chamber is basically a large part of their base that is full of civilian cargo containers. They're for people to be loaded into and transported in mass, because you can't fit 500 people onto just a ship. You gotta, unless the ship's a big goddamn ship or a transport, and you don't have that. So the loading chamber is not full of zombies. It's been on lockdown the whole time. No one's gone to it because nothing valuable's there. You guys have to reconnect the defense system and the resource centers to take the lockdown off, and also turn on defenses that'll allow people to safely get to and from that area. Then you got to clear a path to the loading chamber and to the civilian bunkers so the civilians can leave their bunkers and get to the loading chamber. Then you have to get the ship in the loading chamber, connected to the civilian cargo haulers, get the civilians in and defend them while they're being loaded, and cover them while they take off and escape. That's the situation. So, to summarize the objectives, 1, clear and reconnect the 4-chapter defense system hubs to unlock the loading chamber. Then, secure a safe path for civilians to the loading chamber. Then, navigate the ship to the loading chamber. Then, defend the loading chamber as the civilians are onboarded. Then escape. That's what you got to do this session. Maul and his forces will be content to strip mine this place for cultural relics, unless you can find the thing he's looking for. Fossilized demon blood. The Cenobites want to capture people to torture them for sorcerous mana and power. And the Fomorians are here to die. So
understandable.
And yeah, you know what? I'll put the mission objectives in the Discord so you have it right there in front of you. Perfect. Do you have any questions before we begin?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, it's fairly clearly laid out.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to experiment with Zencaster's pause button to pause so I might pee. Okay, we're back. Hopefully Zencaster did not fail us like its new redesign did with the camera thing. We'll talk about that, Zencaster. We'll talk about that. Here we go. So you're going to leave Wayfarer on the ship so that he can drive it to the loading module so that you can load people up once you get that freed. And you guys are basically going to go to one of the entrances of the Mandalorian chapter bunker, like their little, what's a good word for it? Like a culvert or whatever. And just dive on in and start to save people. Once you get, deep enough in, you might be able to access the internal comm grid and start talking to the people locked away in bunkers down there.
And that guy who we originally came here for, expecting none of this.
General Kalani. I mean, you're definitely going to form fellowship with these people.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. So the ship, he drops you off nearby. You guys find one of those kind of bunkery entrances covered in Durasteel, iced over. That's blown inward from outside fire. There's clear signs that troopers in armor have been running through here. There's one of those transport shuttles that just landed nearby that's been emptied out, and you can hear gunfire and smoke coming from inside.
Guess,
Cool.
Set in.
All right. So let's take a look at what we've got here. So the first thing you got to do is clear out the chapter defense system hubs and bring them back online. You have a general idea of how to identify them and what to follow to get to them. Because like it's just the way the base is like marked and laid out. The interior base is like a lot of like pre-existing permafrost and ice that's been enhanced with metal for like public utility access and common ways. As you get to more like civilian or more living quarter-ish areas, it gives way to like durasteel that's been like decorated, covered in like more soft materials. Some parts are carpeted, and it starts to look more homey and more like a fun underground resort, like salt cave kind of deal, where people have actually turned this into a home that would be nice to live in. That's kind of the transition you're going to be going through as you burn on through this place. So, as you enter your first kind of tunnels and twist around, you see dead bodies. Like, there's clearly Mandalorian soldiers that have been, like, just not even in, like, Beskar armor that have just been killed. And some of them are moving around a bit, crawling, like, with, like, an arm or, like, you know, moving under the weight of whatever they've been pinned down by because they're zombies now. There's a lot of dead furling corpses just everywhere. And yeah, quarters have been blown open. Panels are like hanging naked by their wires, frying everywhere. The lights are flickering. Doors are like half opened or blown open or like half closed and have clearly been like held open by like brute force. And this place looks like a nightmare. So you guys are going to the first chapter defense system hub. I don't want to throw a long journey at you for each one because that's going to take the entire fucking night. So I want a long journey to signify you going to each of the 4 hubs. There's how many players are in this game? What do we
4.
Adam, Peter, 1, 2, 3,
4 if
me,
Peter
5.
counts.
Yeah.
No, Peter counts. He's a player.
Yeah.
So if there's 4 of you, I want each of you to tell me an obstacle you're going to encounter on a way to one hub. So who wants to volunteer for the first hub?
All right, I'll go first.
Awesome. So the 3 types of things you can encounter right now are, did I write this down anywhere like an asshole? Are Maul and his curse-eaten soldiers, the Bakuran Cenobites, or Torah's Formorians.
I think I kind of want to run into the Cenobites.
Awesome.
Oh, man.
Okay. Yeah, so on your way to the defense grid, you actually find one of those civilian bunkers. Like the way the Mandalorian bunker is built is it's not like a military complex. It's a living place. Like people here would cook food and people here would like film movies or watch TV shows. Like this was an actual place these people lived in and they weren't shitty to each other. They were a community. So there's a lot of civilian-esque habitats along the way, just because they're spread everywhere. People had to, core into the ice shelf and make a habitat. And you guys basically round a corner, hear firefighting, and see a velociraptor that's the size of a man, so like a Utah raptor, that is inky black, covered in red scarring, like their skin scars red, like our skin kind of scars, I guess, white, if you're white. They have no eyes, and when their mouth opens, there's a bright pink mollusk muscle inside that like leaves their mouth like it's throwing its insides inside out, and there's like feelers on it that like smells the air with like a snake tongue. It is covered in weird fabrics you don't recognize, with symbols you don't understand, and is carrying like a data pad and is pointing, and there's a swarm of furlings that are like trying to rip open one of the doors, while a bunch of like weird half undead hunting reptile dogs are swarming around as well, with a bunch of Torah's Formorians with it, like just standard troopers. They're basic soldiers. And they're like also like using jacks and stuff to try and like rip the door open.
Cool.
This is the scene you run on into. The Cenobite sees you guys immediately and starts like pointing and hissing out, the dead will outnumber the living for the Lord Commander. No, for the Lord Marshal.
Well, nothing good can come of that.
And it seems that you've already accomplished your goal.
Okay.
So I'm throwing a lot of cuts at you right now because a lot of things are going to happen to you if you don't immediately spring into heroism.
I vote we do that.
Yeah.
Somebody with more courage take over.
Okay, so Yeah, there's just a lot of shit in here. So I
You have
think
unfortunately run into the Bakuran Cenobites.
how could this have happened?
Mhm.
Right?
Let's
Hey,
see.
my defense, I was like, I'm gonna give a 3 count, and then I'm gonna offer to go first.
All right.
1, 2, 3. All right.
I am going to. Well, I want to start setting up some web, so I'm going to keep them busy. Well, sorry. At least I'm going to look for. Well, looks like they're surrounded by a lot of soldiers, and
Yeah, this corridor is
Buildings.
choked with bodies.
yeah. So I am immediately going to I'm immediately going to start going to the local computer panel on the side of this hallway and start typing into it, causing a lot of doors to swoosh open and closed and lights to start flickering on and off. Just creating a lot of noise and lights and distractions.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that sounds great for what? Keep them busy?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to see. Oh, God, you have to pay a price because of the rats.
Prefer shoot the rats.
Can I roll overcome to have their back against the rats?
So
make
it's
them
just
avoid
paying a
it?
price to keep them busy because they're clever.
Oh, okay.
Okay. What do I have here? I used up most of my items, so I'm just probably going to have to end up taking.
I mean, if you guys have bonds with each other, you can pay one another's prices.
Yeah, someone
take
can
it-
take
I'll-
damage.
I can take a damage. We're basically healed at this point,
Okay.
so I'll take the damage.
All right.
And I'll damage my wisdom because what I'm doing right now is very silly. But, we have
I'm
to.
going to move the Cenobites to the top of the sheet here so I can just keep track of them all.
I thought I had a damage. Nope. We healed. Okay.
Because we
never
healed
mind.
everything between.
Yeah. Okay. So you're going to keep them busy? What do you get on that
Yep.
roll?
So keep him busy is courage.
Yes, I believe so.
And yeah, so let me just roll. I rolled a 5.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
It begins.
Oh man.
Okay. You're hacking and slicing and trying to throw things into disarray, and you do. Things are being thrown into disarray. The Cenobite points at you and just screams out, "Cloner! Cloner for the master!"
Oh dear.
And a bunch of those hunting animals that are like half dead and have like missing parts and are like clearly zombies perk up and immediately start to run at you and swarm you and drag you away. You are now separated from the group with the wolf swarm.
Okay.
Who was up next? By the way, a lot of dangers coming all your ways.
So I have, whenever I watch someone's back, I can roll overcome with sense instead of blood. So I'm having someone's back.
Hooray!
While that's happening, we need to clear this way, right? Like this is the way that we're taking to get back to where we need to be.
You could leave these people to their fate and try to detour. That is a thing you can do.
This is the way.
I will not be doing that.
I would also really like to take these guys out. It'd be really nice.
Yeah. I can try to. I can basically just start opening fire at the leader guy to try to, have him make his minions try to defend him and distract him, so he can't really coherently direct them. I can try to keep him busy.
Do you need ammo for your weapon?
I don't. I still have ammo, and I don't think I have to spend it when I keep someone busy. I think it's only for finishing them. Oh wait, no. If you keep them busy with them with ammo, you do have to.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I have to spend one, which I can do. I only have one more after that, but
Because I could spend my bonds with you to give you something useful.
well, we can do that
Ammo
later.
is useful.
It's true. I mean, if you want to do that, then that's fine. I'd rather not mark off from ammo if I can help it, because there's still so much else running around down here.
Yeah. What is friendship would compare to?
Compared
ammo
to bullets.
What the power of guns?
So yeah, so I will try to roll with courage to keep them busy, and I guess Insling will be spinning a bond with me instead of me spinning an ammo.
I am.
So yeah. All right.
So how are you keeping them busy?
Like I said, I'm focusing on the leader guy and trying to he's under fire, and hopefully that makes him direct his swarms and his minions to defend him instead of trying to batter down the doors.
Fair enough.
So that well, that's a 13.
All right. You're able to keep the Cenobite busy. So yeah, you're opening fire, and he's retreating back, and like his soldiers, like the Fomorians, they're retreating with him and like forming ranks as he's pulling back. The zombies are still like clawing at the door, and yeah, so you're pushing them back. You know, there is advantage because they're distracted right now. If you want to try and take care of that, who's ever.
Because I can't eat me, so.
Yep, I'll go ahead and take a shot with my gun at the swarm.
Your repeater blaster or whatever.
Yeah, my blaster rifle. It's reloading, so I'll need a minute after this, but I will take my shot. Pew! That is an 8. It is piercing though, so I can pick which thing I damage.
Okay. And you're shooting at the basic soldiers?
Yeah.
All right. One of the so that Cenobite there. Another one was around the corner. The Taskmaster. He is covered in red marks with like a little bit of black showing because he's full of much more scar tissue and has like little power gauntlets on. As you're opening fire on the soldiers, he's like running up and like pushing the soldiers like directly in front of your blaster fire and like directing them to basically throw themselves in front of it. He's gonna damage the stat of the gang so they become 2 groups, so he makes you roll a 6-. It's what you wanted, but then I get a cut against you. Because Taskmasters are amazing.
Okay.
So let me just split these up. So you gun down a lot of those Fomorian soldiers, but they get so close that they're able to basically push you back and shoot you, take damage.
Okay, I will use my armor.
Okay. Damn armor. Boop. I'll get you. We're going to cut back now to our Kaminoan friend. You have a bunch of undead wolves trying to kill you.
Yes,
now, it is a swarm,
do.
So they cannot. Yeah, I'm just for so people know, you cannot move into a swarm or keep them busy without paying a price. They can be pushed back or distracted by standards, weapons, and tactics, but they can only take damage from burning, dangerous, or area.
Okay. In which case, while I was hacking that monitor, I also put in a little something so that I specially whipped up for certain situations, and I do these. I would assume when they were putting in these facilities, they dropped them in from space and just sort of dug holes for them, put them down, and covered them up with snow and ice. Just
yeah,
fast,
pretty much.
Quick.
Other stuff was built on later, but yeah, the core of it was absolutely.
So, and as something you'd have, as facilities you have in space, you would have gravity controls. So I mess with those and use one of my webs, specifically the Weaver web, the giant one, and basically I get the whole group and I sort of mess with the local gravity to get them stuck in the ceiling.
Okay, makes sense to me. Is that a roll you have to do or anything, or is that just web traps?
That's just web.
Web spinning. Okay, the wolf swarm is currently disabled until they can get rid of that trap, and I don't know how that works. How does that work? Can they get out? Is that just like a cut I do at one point?
Yeah, more or less. I think so. It just says I manipulate them, so it doesn't say anything about how, or I can catch them to be immobilized. Next time they try something, I can manipulate them as if they're an object, but that nothing says they can get out or how to do so. So just make it a cut.
Mm-hmm. Oh, also, I made a mistake. The basic soldiers aren't broken up from a gang to a group because the zealot gives them armor, which means I can put the damage to armor because that's how this combo works. Every Imperial threat has armor because of the zealot. Yeah, and they're all Imperial threats. Okay. Yeah. So the wolves are currently out of commission. Who is next to try and deal stuff? The rats have continued to rip open the doors, the little Ewok zombies, and the Die Hard and the Taskmaster, the 2 Cenobites, they're starting to retreat back while their soldiers are going to start rushing you. So you're going to have to deal with the gang of Fomorians in a second.
Okay. I mean, I don't... Wait, so they're a gang of Fomorians?
Yeah,
Or
gang
are
of
these
basic
new?
soldiers. They've always been here.
Okay. Those aren't the guys that we shot before, or are those?
Those guys had armor, and I forgot about it, so I put the armor back in.
Gotcha. So basically,
Yeah, I can do some sick fucking combos with the Horde and the Empire.
So did I still take damage?
You did.
Okay.
Oh, that still happened. Of all the things that happened, that happened.
that
Of
that
all
one
the
happened the most.
Oh no.
Oh god, there's just so much here to deal with at once.
Yeah, it is.
I think we need to. Let's fall back to a choke point with the horde, or with like this gang, because then that choke point can give us advantage.
It's true. It is true.
Yeah. I really do not want to abandon these Mandalorians to their fate. But
I mean, we're not abandoning them. We're definitely gonna just like pull them back and then move our way back up.
okay,
Yeah,
so
you're basically trying to get better ground on these guys.
okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Because we will definitely be swarmed and killed here.
yeah. So okay, we'll back up to try to catch them at a choke point and get an advantage there.
All right.
That require a roll.
Get away.
All right, I'll go ahead and roll. Get away.
Okay. I guess I'll assist.
Do we get hope
Since we're
because we're doing it together?
yeah.
Yeah, if you're doing it together, sure. And I don't see anything that hurts you if you try to get away, so you're in the clear.
Awesome.
Hey, wow, we found the one thing we can do. We broke Devin's combo.
I mean, there were swarms I could have put in for getaway, but I didn't want to be a monster.
Oh my god, you're so much. There's like 5 things in this room alone.
Yeah. But hey, it's 1/3 of the forces.
Okay. So, all right. Now that we have, I don't know who would have tried to chase us. I guess is the question.
The Ewoks are mindless and are going to keep trying to rip open the door. The wolf swarm is tied to the ceiling, so the gang of soldiers, the Die Hard, and the Taskmaster are going to advance on you.
Okay, cool.
Well, let's see. Is the spider making his way back to us at this juncture? At Lamnar, I should say.
Yeah, you were able to dispatch the wolf swarm, so you don't have anything keeping you from rejoining the group.
In which case, if we're retreating, I'm going to place down a trap while we're getting close to a checkpoint.
Okay. Like
So I'm going to
save point so it respawns next time, like in Outer Wilds.
No, I wish, but no. From the variety of traps I have at my disposal, I think I'm going to go for the pit trap.
Oh man, so good.
Yeah, so I'm going to place that right before the choke point, so when they get there, they'll have that waiting for them.
Okay, the gang of basic soldiers are going to immediately charge right where the pit trap is. They're not smart. How does the pit trap work?
The pit trap is that they fall into a hole. What that means in our case is that I basically plant some small explosives there that blow up and some chemicals there that they turn the metal very brittle.
Yeah, no, it makes sense to me.
No.
Okay, it doesn't do damage or anything, though, right?
No, they just
All
fall straight down.
The
into
30-some Fomorians fall into a hole.
Yeah.
They just immediately they're in a hole. The furlings are trying to chew through the door. So the Taskmaster and the 2 Cenobites stop, and they start retreating back down a hallway.
At which point, I guess
gang of soldiers, they're going to start crawling their way out of the pit though and crawl over each other like ants. That's why they're called Fomorians, by the way.
No, that makes sense.
You got fleeting advantage, and by fleeting I mean pretty solid advantage because you used a spider power on the soldiers, and they do not have armor anymore. That was dealt with. So if you damage their 1 stat, they'll break apart into 2 groups.
Okay. But can they just be taken out, or would they just break apart at this point?
Oh, they'll come back. They'll start crawling out unless you take care of them. Once they break apart.
I misspoke. If we finish them and we roll and we don't deal damage, we just finish them. Do they just die, or do they split apart?
I'm unclear on that. I'm unclear if armies immediately die if you just finish them all at once. I think the language for it. Wait, there's language for it. Blah blah blah. Oh yeah, when this enemy is destroyed, which would be destroying them or damaging them, this stat, gang, group, army, is damaged, and is if this is their only stat left, replace gang with 2 groups of this enemy. So
Gotcha. So we
you
still got to
destroy
wait.
them, and then 2 more spawn, and then those 2 groups will spawn into 2 more guys, and then they'll be gone.
Okay. Well,
Also, those new guys will get their armor because they're new threats.
Oh my god.
Do you think it's best to just leave them there for a little bit while we go deal with the others?
I mean, you have advantage on them, and if you leave them there, they'll just get out of the pit.
Okay.
Just saying.
Oh, it's like they're just in the pit, so just keep on finishing them.
Yeah, like if you want to do, like if you want to just let the diehard, the Cenobites escape, they'll just escape with the wolves and the furlings, and you can just start gunning down these troopers before they get you.
I kind of don't care if the Cenobites get away from us, because at that point they're not attacking the things that we like. And then if we run into them again, then we can just fight them when they don't have this giant horde.
My goal is to go deal with the furlings that are trying to bash down the door. So if someone else wants to like fish in a barrel, just murder these soldiers, then
do you have my gun's out of ammo. Do you have a gun, Stitch?
I have a gun.
Alright, can you I just like wave my long arms in the direction of the hole.
Is that an assistance?
Is that attack?
Are you assisting me?
It's like shoot them now. They're literally a fish in a barrel here.
he gave you the advantage,
Alright.
so I don't think you get
Well,
hurt.
Well, yeah, I rolled a 10 anyway, so I'm good.
Ah, they become 2 groups. You start gunning them down. It's a nightmare.
Even the battle droid can hit something that's that easy to hit.
I wasn't part of no Stormtrooper Academy. Oh, they're not going to have their armor because the guys are running like cowards. Hooray!
Yay.
Yay!
Cenobites are cowards.
Good.
Split apart. Perfect. Okay, so you're shooting them. Those 2 groups of basic soldiers are going to start trying to climb out of the pit over their dead, because there's a lot of dead for them to climb over, and they're in, armor. So that is going to be an approaching threat now that you've cleared out the advantage destroying the gang. I'm going to swing the spotlight to someone who was dealing with the Ewoks. Furlings, I mean.
Yeah, I was going to go ahead and try to get them off the door, if
Is
possible.
that the Mandalorian or the Spider?
The Mandalorian.
Perfect, okay.
Drop your names, guys.
I need help sometimes, and so do the listeners, because they know you even less than I do. The listeners need a little help. Think of all the episodes of the show you've listened to, and how many times you were confused by us not doing this.
Jonathan, playing the
Very
battle
true.
droid, is the one shooting the guys in the hole.
Yeah.
There you go.
Jack, playing the Mandalorian, is the one who's going to go try to murder some furlongs before they chew through the door.
They are trying to like they got a lot of help, so they're actually starting to get the mechanics open and stuff, because they're just attacking it as a swarm of tiny little goddamn furlings. So they don't notice you yet, but they're there and they're doing stuff.
Okay.
Good luck.
So I can't just finish them right away because I don't have advantage. So
And if you have to keep them busy, you have to pay 2 prices,
Oh my
because that's how their stat block is written.
Are they the giant rats?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, hey, they don't have their armor either, because that guy's a coward.
And I can't... Oh, I can only damage them with burning dangerous area attacks, which means I have nothing for this.
Uh-oh. Somebody use a useful bond to give you burning.
I mean, they can do that?
I do have a useful gizmo.
Oh, there you go.
So I just have I have the slug thrower rifle. I have a what's it called? Fuck. What is it? A magazine. That's the word. Jeez, it's like a case of bullets. A magazine of like incendiary rounds, basically, that I just click into my rifle.
Yeah, an overclock module.
Mm-hmm. So does that allow me to finish them, or is that just give me that I just use that for burning, basically?
They can only take damage from burning, damage, or area attacks. That means you now have the capacity to do burning.
Okay. In that case, to give myself some advantage, I'm going to looking at my list of companions, Mesla Itaru, I'm going to damage the stat right where you need me, to say that she basically shimmers into view because she's like a stealth assassin.
Yeah, she has an optical camouflage space marine thing. There's a cool name for it, like Ascending Phoenix, but I can't remember it.
Yeah, to basically provide enough of a distraction for me to be able to take the shots properly.
Awesome. All right, go for it.
All right, so this would be plus blood to finish them.
Blood.
All right, that is a 4 and a 2 plus 2 is 8. So I just damaged them, I believe. Yeah, so on a 7 to 9, I deal damage to them and lose my advantage.
Your Mandalorians, they have what's called Camelio line. The type
Ah,
of thread Mandalorians use for their armor and their cloaks. That cape they have, Camelio line. That's what's called a 40k.
right.
Mhm.
All right, so
But
you
yeah.
damage them. You can damage Loyal to a Fault, Clever Tricks, or
Swarm. Swarms don't have to constantly use special stuff to be able to even hurt them, or
Alright.
pay an extra price to damage them.
Swarm has been damaged, so they only have their Clever Tricks and Loyal to a Fault. So, yeah, you're just burning them. You're torching them. They're going to start to turn on you. They're coming for you now. That wolf swarm, I don't have a cut yet lined up, but it's going to start. They're going to start pulling themselves free soon. What are you all doing back at the pit?
Every time one of those guards try and crawl out of the hole, I have a knife. I just start shanking them.
Oh, that's cool.
With your long
I'm gonna
Camino arms.
I'm going to be reloading.
Literally, it's just they try and reach up, and the moment they try and reach up, a long arm just pops down, stabs them in the hand, and pops up.
Well, I'm going to say you have advantage on at least one of the groups because you have a clear tactical advantage, so you can just finish them, I think.
Yeah.
Because that's how advantage works.
I'll and then I'm watching their back, so if they try to like climb out, then I can try to like overcome that. Maybe that might be how it works, or we just keep finishing them.
Yeah, if you two want to just roll finish them against both groups, you can.
All right. I rolled, and would that be courage or blood?
Whatever you want.
Yeah, I rolled an 8.
So that means I believe you did a damage.
Yes.
Yes.
Can I roll with my
advantage?
I'm sorry, go ahead. Do I have to like not finish them in order to reload my gun?
You could just have your gun. What are the rules for reload? Does it say it takes a while?
Let's see. I'm actually in that section. I was looking up what I could do with useful.
This weapon can only be used once per scene, is what reload means.
Ouch!
Jeez. All right. Well, then, do these guys have weapons?
Yeah, they have guns.
Can I just take one of their guns?
Yeah, they're on the ground there.
Yeah, I'll just pick up one of their guns and just go pew 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 with it.
I don't understand reload a lot of the time because it's once per scene, and like a lot of people get reload, but it's like range reload. It's like, but what? Well, bow and arrow's not range reload, or a rock. It all mechanically does. Like, I know it's abstractions and stuff, but you know. Anyway, so you're gonna just shoot that. You're gonna pick up a gun and start shooting these soldiers.
Yeah.
All right. Now there's only 4 left. Do you want to form bonds with any of these people?
Any of the ones I'm shooting?
Yeah, you want to just be like, hey, you guys want to give up yet?
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right, go for it.
What? These are the Fomorians we're shooting?
Yeah,
or
those warp spasming guys that are in the black armor that seem a little off.
All right. I guess I could make this a talk sense roll.
Yeah. But like, how are you opening this though? What's the opening play here, chess master?
So like, so 93 is gonna like pick up one of their guns and just start firing wildly into the hole, but like poorly because they're not designed to use these guns.
Yeah.
The recoil is all off. It's not great. They're not programmed to do this.
Exactly.
And so when I say they, I mean all of them, all of the droids. It'll start like shouting down into the hole, like, "How about we talk about this? How about we stop shooting all of you in this hole and take a moment to discuss alternative means of leaving the situation?"
Okay, roll talk sense.
Wait. Before that, I'm going to say, or we could just start throwing grenades down there, just to give you some little support.
Ooh, I'll take that hope.
My God.
All
They're
right.
They're literally fish in a barrel here.
All right, that's a 7.
So?
Talk sense. is something I don't have open right now.
Talk, sense, grace, sense, or wisdom on a, what'd you get, a 7+?
Yeah.
They do as you ask to the best of their ability, but on a 9-, which you got, you owe them a favor. The more you ask of them, the more they'll ask of you, and you can cash in at any time, even right now, before they do as you ask. What did you roll with?
I rolled with my
Detail your plan and their
wisdom.
Appeal to their emotions or desires. The desire is not to be gunned down.
Yeah,
Fair.
All right. So will you just let them? They kind of look up and kind of look at each other. Will you just let us go?
You'll have to ask my friend with a grenade, but I don't have a problem with that. We just want you to stop trying to kill the people in this base.
The four of them look at each other and they're like, "Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, the 4, not 5. The 4 of them look at each other and yeah, okay, they'll agree if you let them live."
I was gonna say, like, all right, if they were like, "What's the price?" I'll tell this guy not to throw a grenade at you.
Yeah, well, what's in it for me?
Yeah.
Well,
Fun thing is, I don't even have any grenades. They don't know that, though.
I have useful stuff.
My God.
Okay, so if they just want to drop their if they just want to drop their guns and leave,
they'll just leave.
Yeah,
they'll just leave.
They're not paid enough for this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so those rats are still over there, and the wolves are going to come out of the ceiling now. I've given them enough time.
So now we can go after those things.
Who wants to go next?
Oh man, I am so out of gas.
All right. Can I? Let's see what we have here. So, sorry, I'm just looking at something right now. Those wolves, basically, they came off and are charging. Can I send my little swarm to go attack them and split up their swarm?
The wolves or the rats?
The wolves. Well, the swarm's already been damaged. The wolves still have the swarm stat.
You know what? A swarm versus a swarm? That sounds like that'd be enough to give you advantage.
Okay.
So advantage is in play if you use Bonds of Servitude to have robot swarms fight undead, reptile, hunting wolf zombies.
Yep. So I'm going to damage my swarm stat with my little. So I'm going to take out the jar, open it up. A swarm of nanobots just pop out and go around me. I was like, there's a bunch of those wolf things that attacked me. Go hurt them, my beauties.
You keep saying nanobots, but I imagine them being the size of like your thumb each.
Well, yes, but
like they're small.
But it's like a big thermos full of like a bunch of them just packed in there.
Oh no,
nanobots could fit there.
Nanobots that they could put on camera.
Yeah, I imagine it's like Fallout. They don't really have transistors, so it's all vacuum tube. They're vacuum tube nanobots. So that means their brain has to be fairly big because they need droid brains to run because they're droids.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Kamino cool, Clone War era technology that looks all fun in CGI swarms out and starts fighting dogs. Who wants to take point on the wolf swarm?
Well, I'm a little busy. Or do you mean the rat swarm? Because the wolf swarm is...
I talked the other guys down, so I guess I'm free to do something.
Yes.
I could try to talk at the wolf swarm now.
You could... There's not that you couldn't. They're zombies.
Oh, geez. I didn't realize how much trouble our spider was almost in. I didn't see Pack Hunter.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whew. So, are they kept busy right now?
No, there's just advantage in play.
Or advantage, okay. I mean, I guess I'll try. Are they also like a gang or a swarm or whatever?
They do have the swarm stat, but you could finish them with wisdom to forge a bond with them.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll try to make friends with them as like the only non-biological here.
All right. So you're gonna walk up while they're fighting. So why undead wolf lizards fight robot spiders? You're gonna walk up as a robot and be like, "Hey, dogs, why am you good?"
I'm gonna pick up one of the bodies of the guys in the hole and be like, "Hey guys,
Oh my god, it's How to Train Your Dragons.
it's happening." I mean, let's see if it actually happens.
All right, roll for it.
Rolling dice. Oh, that's an 11 natural, so 13.
Hey, you finished them with wisdom and can forge a bond.
I'm doing it.
Thank
So,
God.
what are these called?
This is, I don't have a name for them, but it's Wolf Swarm, and they have the stat Pack Hunter, Loyal to a Fault, and Swarm. Well, that's all you need to know for now.
Isn't our droid a squire, which means that they'll leave him alone?
It's true.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
They don't.
Damn it, Insuling.
Part of the swarm, part of the crew.
That's not my name, Devin.
You can't forge companions.
The Wolfpack will take you in and raise you as one of their own.
Oh no!
You're a wolf now.
Beastmaster. I think I got a bond with the Fomorians too.
No, there was
Right?
no bond. You just talked him down.
Okay.
You can go back and forge bonds with them later. Oh wait, it's
I
really
will.
easy for you to form bonds, right? So just do it because it's easier for you, I think.
Isn't it like anybody who spends even a little time with you basically forms a bond?
Yeah, it's way more permeable for you, the membrane.
Generally, like once per scene, you just forge a bond with whoever was in that scene. Like one person.
Nah.
Generally.
I didn't exactly spend a scene with them or speak softly to them, so I won't take a bond right now. But if we just sit down and chat later, I might, or I definitely will.
Wait,
Remember when we were killing your friends in that hole?
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Like our interaction was, I shot their friends in the hole with a big gun, threw it down, picked up one of their dead friends' guns, started shooting them, and then told them that we won't throw a grenade down into the hole if they just leave. I'm not going to take a bond for that.
Morale improves.
Like, that was not a friendly situation. Those guys definitely want to kill me. They're definitely not going to be like, nah, he's the nice one.
Christ. All
They're
right.
going to be like, he hasn't washed our blood off of him.
Well, the wolf swarm has been disabled. Like, they're done.
Okay.
Because, like, you finished them, which means they're destroyed.
Yeah, I have a bond with them.
Yeah.
I gave them a snack.
You destroyed them. So all that's left are the furlings. Can you guys clear them up without trying to keep them busy?
I mean, are they still down at that?
I'm currently.
Or were they turning around to
I'm
attack
currently
us?
putting rounds into them against. The
Yeah, they're
Lord.
trying to kill the Mandalorian.
Then let's do the same thing we did with the Fomorians, lead them back to the same murder hole. They may not fall into the hole, but there's like a doorway there.
Oh yeah. I guess I'll try to roll to get away.
There's
to
zombies.
follow-
They'll just run at you.
Yeah, they will do that. They will do that. They're easily like they have you read Loyal to a Fault? They're easily fooled by false information, disguises, and distractions.
Yeah.
That's
So I'll,
the
I'll,
base-
Jeez.
So I'm not gonna let you roll. I'm not gonna make you roll. Unless you want to get, and if you need to get web by making the roll, just get the web.
Okay.
It's fine. You're gonna succeed. These guys are idiots. You took care of them.
We do exactly the same thing that we did for the Fomorians.
Yeah. So look at that. You've cleared out almost an entire third of the armies.
the big thing where it was getting the guy who gives everyone armor to go away.
Yes.
Yeah.
That'll often come up a lot. So the Cenobite forces have been pretty depleted, and you get to the first. There's a door in there that you guys are just opening, right? So do you want to check in on those folk?
Yeah, I'll go in and tell them the basic rundown of the plan, which is that we're trying to get the key areas back online so we can get everyone out of here.
So the door opens, and two Mandalorians in like Mandalorian Beskar armor with the same iconography as the prophets walk out with their weapons ready. You see a bunch of women and children with like they're not wearing armor or metal; they're like covering their faces with like cloth and clothing because not everyone's going to run around with a bucket helmet on their whole life. Are you insane? But yes, it's very much like that. They all have like veils on basically because that's their culture. There's also a bunch of furlings in here, like live ones.
I probably spend a good 2 seconds with my gun leveled at one of them before I realize, wait a minute, they're not immediately trying to kill me. This is new.
Yeah, the Mandalorians, you tell them what the plan is. They nod. This is the way, the whole deal, and they'll hole up here before they try to get their people where they got to go.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ding.
Excellent.
All right, they'll reshut the doors and take point and just wait this out. So, who would like to describe? That's one of the three. Oh shit! No, sorry. You move further to the first chapter defense system hub. You see clear signs that people have been through here, but as you open the door and go on in, there's a fair amount of dead soldiers that are pinned to the wall. Someone took some ice and flexible material and some scrap metal, and they made a boom arm with some knives in it, and they held it back on tension with some string. And when these guys ran in, they tripped a tripwire, and the arm came out and hit them in the chest and nailed them to the wall.
Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah, there's also a bunch of other soldiers with their armor's been pierced and damaged, and they have wounds on the inside of their thigh and their ankles, and you can see that people have put spikes of metal in loose fitting deck plates. So if you walk in the plate, you trip your fucking leg in and immediately get pierced all on the leg by spikes. This hub is a death trap, and most of the death traps have been sprung.
I just admire the craftsmanship.
The tactics would be very much based on the Vietnam War and guerrilla tactics. Someone has been trapping this place.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you go on into the hub. There's not even really a role for it. I'm just going to assume you're going to bring it back up online.
Yeah, we'll go
Okay.
flip the proper switches, put in the right codes.
Yeah, no problem. Not even a challenge for you. That's not something that was in question. You were obviously going to do it because that's how fucking role-playing works.
That's what we're here for.
What am I going to do? You're going to roll a 1 and it's going to be broken forever like in Fallout 3? Right? Anyway, holograms...
Well, then we just save scum. It's fine.
Yeah, why would I make it a question of you completing the main goddamn objective? It's the stuff along the way that matters.
Yeah.
Fuck. Anyway.
There's a lot of stuff on the way.
Communication systems come online and some Mandalorians show up on a hologram along with a droid. So if you guys know what a super tactical battle droid looks like, which is what General Kalani famously is, he looks a little bit not like that. The basic outline is there, but he's completely asymmetrical and looks like he's welded together from a bunch of different droids at this point. You see battle droid parts, you see droid deca augments and rotors. You could see half of a shield generator coming out of his back to give him a little force side shield. One of his arms has been heavily plated and covered with molten slag from a ship, so it's actually Durasteel, which would be fairly bulletproof because Durasteel is what ships are made of, and ships are fairly bulletproof. The reason droids aren't outfitted with ship grade Durasteel is that it's dense and heavy, and you need a lot of powerful engines and motors to move them. So Kalani being a thinking droid, a protocol droid, that's technically what he counts as, by the way, in Star Wars canon, because he thinks for a living. Him having a bunch of ship steel on him makes him look very unbalanced and asymmetrical, and you didn't think he'd have the technology to be able to carry that stuff as his body. But that's a very brief intro to General Kalani's physical appearance as those two Mandalorians and him click on the hologram. And they're one of the Mandalorians is state your chain code.
I tap on my bracer and pull it up, transmit it, and so on.
Yeah. They are able to establish 2A, and they're like, oh, brother, you are a long way from home.
Yes, sorry. Yes, it feels like getting farther every minute we spend here. We're here to try to get you out of here.
We understand. Kalani kind of walks in front and talks to you with it's a fairly booming, not very mechanical voice. It's there, but it looks like his vocoder's different than what you expect from a Bactoid battle droid. What is your plan?
If possible, I would have a little hollow of the base come up.
You detail the schematics. And all
Yeah.
that. He nods, absorbs the information, talks with the two Mandalorians, not to cut you guys out, but just, he quickly goes back and forth. It's we'll prepare here for when you complete your objectives.
I look forward to seeing you in person.
He nods, may the force be with you, and cuts the transmission.
He cut me off before I could say, this is the way.
Oh no, he did do that. He did do that. His bad.
Is he
He's a little rude. He's a little rude.
He's been a little busy lately, to be fair.
Yeah. The reason the Mandalorians have survived, however long it's been for zombies swarming their home is in part because he's been here, helping them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now you have to go to the second chapter defense system hub. So, and like I was saying before, Peter, the entire session is a long journey. So, what is step 2 on the long journey to the second hub? What threats or problems or setbacks might you encounter?
Is this the last person who chose?
Anyone can choose except Jonathan.
Gotcha.
Who I'm assuming is insuling. Okay, good, perfect.
Good guess.
Nailed it.
You caught me.
Fucking nailed it.
Oh god, next. I'm not sure which one I prefer. Evens, odds, whatever. Odds? Alright, the Curse Eden.
Okay. All right. You're making your way to the second hub, and you have to move through what looks like a large, like, celebration hall. Like, it's a mead hall, like in Beowulf, but, like, cool and futuristic and sci-fi. And there's furs from, like, wampas and tauntauns, like, everywhere. And there's banners and, like, statues they've made. This place looks like it was a happening place, by the way. It doesn't look like it was miserable to live here. It looks like it was actually pretty nice to live here. Like, they even have, if you've ever played Control and you get to the lower levels, they have those kind of brutalist-style windows where it's, like, a concrete wall, but the window is cut as a rectangle at an angle going upward, and then there's a shaft going straight up to like overhead lights, and just white light pours in like a church. They have that architecture everywhere. Even though they lived their entire lives underground, this place seemed pretty fucking peaceful. So you move through the hall. The hall has been like destroyed. There's like tables flipped over, like stonework, like furniture's been shattered. There's blaster fire everywhere. There's a bunch of dead furlings and Mandalorians on the ground, and surrounded by. So the soldiers in here aren't those guys in black armor that like move and twitch weird. These soldiers have like traditional like mercenary armor, but most of them have in asymmetrical and weird places, like twisting horns and spikes cutting through their armor coming from their body that they've had to kind of like adapt to. So like one guy might have an entire arm that's just covered in spikes like it's a goddamn mace. Another one might have him coming out of his legs. Some guy might have him coming out of his head. One guy has it coming out of like the eyepiece of his helmet. And it's clear that all of them have like used like tools to like cut their armor open where these spikes come out of. There's a bunch of them here, a gang of them, one might say. There are 3 soldiers that look like the normal ones, but they have like specially colored armor that's red and black with like sigils all over them, and they carry vibro swords that are bright red and gold. And in the middle of these people on the table, talking to them, giving them like a rousing sort of like speech, is Darth fucking Maul. He looks like Darth Maul. I don't need to describe him to the listeners or to you, because you know what he looks like. He doesn't have a lightsaber, because I don't think anyone has a lightsaber except like one character in this game. But he is standing there in those nice robes he has in, I'm going to say the version of him in Rebels was very good with his long, narrow face. So he looks older, long, narrow face, robot legs. He's wearing pants. He has a belt. He has a nice kind of loose vest shirt on. And he is Darth Maul, and he's just talking to his men in that sinister low voice of his, being all like, now is our time together, blah, 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 do not fail me, blah, blah, blah. And you guys just march on in. He looks at you. Everyone turns to look at you. If you know anything about history, you'll know about Darth Maul if you're Mandalorian, because he conquered Mandalore twice.
Yeah, I am. I recognize this man.
When was the second time?
So the first time that he conquered Mandalore was the time he killed Queen Satine and took it over with a bunch of drug dealers and like was going to sell kids into slavery. That happened in the show. And the second time was when he came back with the Death Watch and took it over, and then Ahsoka Tano showed up and captured him for the Republic.
I think those might have been the same time. He was just ruling from the shadows.
Two different times.
Okay.
See, the first time where he kills Satine and lures Obi-Wan here, he ruled with his brother Savage Opress, which no one remembers, and then Palpatine showed up and kidnapped him, and then they never filmed the episode where he gets freed, so the last season they just assumed that episode happened, and they referenced it in the movie, and then in the movie, which is the end of the Clone Wars show, like season 7, he takes over Mandalore again.
I know
if you do something well, you just keep on doing it.
I always thought it was basically that Sidious essentially said, all right, Maul, you work for me again now. And so he kept ruling from the shadows instead of openly because he was going to ruin everything.
Count Dooku was in charge of Darth Maul's prison and was torturing him daily until Darth Maul's mother, that witch sister, Dathomir, Mother Talcin, Mother Talcin, and the Mandalorians that are loyal to him, like with the black armor with spikes, actually teamed up in an unaired, unfilmed episode to break him out of prison right under Count Dooku, because Mother Talzin hates Count Dooku and kind of loves her son a bit. And that's when Dooku kills Talzin, and that's why she's not in the show anymore in season 7. She actually dies off camera in an episode that was never filmed.
Well, there you
And
go.
Maul loses his final living family member to the Sith, and that's what puts him on that path where in Rebels and the Clone Wars movie, he's all like, I don't like the Sith. They've taken everything from me. They ripped me from my mother's arms when I was a baby and killed everyone I've ever loved. Fuck them.
This doesn't make me a good person, but fuck the Sith.
He doesn't care about these people or their plans. They suck. Anyway, if you're a Mandalorian, you know them all.
Yes.
If
Yes, I
you're-
recognize this man.
If you're an older Bactoid, you might have data files about Maul from the Naboo affair, because it was pretty famous that he killed Qui-Gon Jinn. That was a thing. Qui-Gon Jinn actually has like a tomb on Naboo where people like leave offerings and stuff. So like that was fairly famous. If you know about crime stuff, like if you're a Kaminoan or if you're part of the Republic, you would kind of know about Maul because he ran those crime empires for a while. All of them.
Yeah.
Like he conquered the Hutts and the Pikes and Crimson Dawn and ruled them with an iron fist. And still
Basically-
does.
Okay, so
I don't like this man, but I'm also recognizing that I am a little starved for resources, and I would probably die if I tried to just fight him right here and now.
So you all come on in.
Not bad.
You generally remember who this guy is because he's actually famous enough that you could recognize him on sight because it's Darth Maul. It's Maul. The ball is in your court before he starts telling his men to kill you.
okay. So
I'm going to give you all 5 count.
as a Kaminoan, I know that he's, like I said, from a criminal side, I know that he was a famous drug kingpin. So
He's also a famous war criminal.
yes,
He also killed a Jedi, which most people think can't really happen unless you throw an army at them.
Dark sorcerer, etc., etc.
So greetings, oh great and mighty Darth Maul.
He nods.
We come here to rescue these civilians. Are you here to kill them?
No,
What are you here for then?
I'm looking for a resource these, rolls his eyes a bit, warriors have squirreled away in their little icebox. And they're keeping it from me, so I'm going to move through them until someone who will tell me where it is tells me where it is.
I look at Ukes and I look back. I'm like, what is this resource? Is it Belkar?
Beskar?
Beskar.
No, but
Beskar. Yeah.
if I can't find what I'm looking for, I'll take the Beskar. It is a fine consolation prize, I suppose. It's hard working in a group,
What
I-
are
yeah.
you looking for?
Have you seen any strange lights recently?
Green, maybe with monsters nearby.
He looks at you guys like, that was rhetorical, but all right. I guess I won't have you killed. Tell me
You-
more.
We were fixing some ships from a docking port to evacuate the civilians, and there was what looks to be like a crashed, like a star fell through it, like a meteor of some sort. That was poisonous.
There was an angel there, says the droid excitedly.
Oh,
Since people just know what angels are.
right. He does some thinking, checking history he knows about in the area. Oh, well, you found my fossilized demon blood. All right.
That's what you're here for?
Yes, give it to me, and I will allow some of you to live.
If
I,
we give it
um,
to you, will you allow us? Will you allow us? If we give you the location, will you allow us to just evacuate the civilians?
Yeah,
If you have the location, you can simply go get what you came for and let us go on our way.
Kind of nods his head like he doesn't really want to let you live, but, well, I don't really want to be here anyway. Very well. What are you people anyway? What is this? What's happening here that you're here? There's a droid and a homeless person and a Mandalorian from a different clan. What's happening here? He said the Kaminoan was a homeless person because he knows what happened to Kamino.
Yeah. Technically, he's not wrong. It's not
No,
like
yeah,
a permanent place of residence.
I'm
What
going
am I
to
looking
speak
at?
softly. Since he's asking questions, we're gonna ask questions back. I'm gonna speak softly at him.
Oh shit! Go for
Oh
it.
no.
I got an 11.
All right. Well, speak softly occurs.
Yeah. So like, what is he gonna do after we give him this thing? Like, is he gonna let us go, or is there a way that we can ensure that we all walk away from this okay?
If you guys offered him up the fossilized demon blood, he's going to take it on good faith and sorcery that you're telling the truth because he has sorcery. And he'll just go and get it. And if it's not there, he'll come back and he'll kill every single living person here. Even if his allies want them to live, he'll just do it as punishment.
I believe that.
Yeah, no, that tracks.
Yeah, if you screw with him, he'll freak out.
Okay. What's he going to do after that?
He's going to... I don't have any way to articulate that through roleplay, but why don't you just ask him what he's going to do with the,
Yeah,
what does he want the demon blood for?
Anyway, just from the back. What could you possibly need with demon blood?
He smiles because he loves when people ask him to tell him his plans.
Let me bottle all, please.
It feels really good to do, okay? I do it all the time when I run games. It's the best feeling in the world. So he casually steps on one of his soldiers' backs as he gets off the table, because Darth Maul's kind of short, actually. If you look at the show, he actually has a height difference between most people. So he'll step down on someone and walk over to the banquet throne that has a fucking sword slash through it, like someone was murdered there and there's a blood spatter. And he'll sit on the throne and put his legs up, his robot legs, on a nearby table and go, "What do you know about witchcraft?"
Nothing since my last memory wipe.
Generally it exists, but it's generally bullshit.
Tess will keep the opinions he has about witchcraft from his upbringing as a Mandalorian to himself.
Are you talking about the Jedi?
He gestures his hand, and on the other end of the banquet hall, as you're saying it's nonsense, a goblet full of spice rum levitates over into his hand with a snappy motion as you're saying it, and he's drinking. My mother was a bit of a witch queen, and I happened to inherit just a bit of her. I got an inheritance when she died, and I'm just exercising that inheritance. Unfortunately, it requires a few exotic ingredients for the various cookbooks she's left, and that is one of them. And I'd just be very interested in reconnecting with my family by doing some of her home remedies. He answered your question.
That's not the freaking one.
What's your third question?
You got one left.
I've been trying to find the question in the book, and it wasn't coming up. And then I was trying to click on the correct file, and clicking the wrong file every single time.
I know, I do that all the time. Here, I'll just put it into spiders and snakes.
Yeah, I got it right here. What should I be wary of when dealing with them?
What do you mean? What are you looking for?
I don't know, this is the first time that we've met him, and he was clearly totally okay with just being kill them, but didn't because we gave him what he wanted. But in the future, maybe how could we?
All right, so this might be a radical interpretation based on everything I've seen of him, but this is the kind of sense you can pick up, Squire. Darth Maul's a lonely dude. He doesn't get to talk to a lot of people, and he doesn't get to have conversations that are about him, because usually his entire life revolves around either killing someone else or serving someone else or doing a thing. So he doesn't get a lot of him time. So it's real. You should probably be wary of just fucking with him directly when you could probably talk to him a lot easier. He talks. He's a talker.
Yeah.
Maul's a talker.
So,
he doesn't get to talk a lot. He gets one line in The Phantom Menace and they cut his entire speech. He had a speech, they cut it.
Put a bunch of stuff in the background, but they
right. So
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to start.
That's that's kind of the sense I'll give you for Maul if you want to interact with him in the future. He's a talker. They're all talkers, but he likes talking. Steelhead likes to talk because he likes to show how better he is than you before he murders you. Maul actually gets surprised by things and learns things. And Tora has no time for any of you because, as far as she's concerned, you're all shadows on the wall of what will become the New Republic once she does whatever she has to do to destroy the Empire. Remember, for Tora, all of the ends justify literally any means.
So I'll take a bond with him because I spoke softly to him.
Yeah, you can do that.
Called 5 first impression. I can do that. That's my core move.
Right. So he'll drink his spiced rum and we'll be like, what do you got to say to him?
Yeah,
I'll humor the battle droid.
That's it. That's interesting that you got that from your family. I really wish I knew more. Maybe I did once. If we didn't meet like this, I'd love to hear more sometime.
He kind of chuckles. Oh, I miss having droids. They were so interesting. They were so interested in you. And he gets up and he snaps his fingers at the other people there, and they start filing out with them. I'm gonna go check on that fossilized demon blood, and if it's not there, all of the deaths will be on your heads, and then I'll cut off your heads. Hope you all don't have family. And he just walks on out.
I'm choosing not to say anything so he doesn't just decide to kill us anyway.
Right?
I don't.
Okay.
So
Maul and his curse-eaten exit the scene.
I turned to you, Kess, and so that was Darth Maul.
Yes.
In the background, you can hear him yell out, "I'm not Darth, just Maul."
So that was Maul. And I wait. I just turn my head and wait until I'm pretty sure he's not within hearing range anymore. And I turn back and repeat. So he's definitely part of the snakes and spiders, right?
I am getting that impression, yeah.
Okay. So that means not only are we dealing with Taro, the former Jedi crazy cyborg, but also now I turn my head again, making sure he's not... He's looking at the exit where he just left. Him.
One thing at a time.
Fun.
And I will...
But congratulations, guys. You completely obviate having to fight Maul by telling him about his fossilized demon blood, which will go on his character sheet and make him more stronger than Peter. I gotta prepare for Peter. He's a real Phantom Menace. Okay, so you're able to get to the second defense hub, bring it back online. It's super fucking easy. Yeah. You touch base with Kalani and the rest of them. Do you tell Kalani about Maul?
Yes.
Yeah, but also that he's leaving, so...
Be careful. It's not good to allow him to get too much fossilized demon blood. That can have unusual effects.
Can you give us some examples? This is the first time I've ever heard about this substance. I mean,
did you encounter... He kind of looks up and thinks, you can see the wheels kind of turning. Have you ever encountered a one-armed corpse trying to kill you, even though you've destroyed it many times over?
Yes.
It's
on
that
this
kind
planet.
of stuff.
Oh.
See, this is why we dealt with more basic things, like cloning people and making death bots. Things that make sense. This sorcery crap.
This is why I try to avoid dealing with sorcerers. Nothing good has come ever from a Mandalorian dealing with a sorcerer.
Didn't you have a whole war waging generations against
several
sorcerers?
of them?
Yeah, that tracks.
Mandalorian and Jedi are natural enemies, like Mandalorian and Sith, like Mandalorian and the Republic, like Mandalorians and other Mandalorians. I hate other Mandalorians. They ruined Mandalore.
Thanks, Queen Satine.
Damn it.
Damn Queen Satine, she ruined Mandalore.
I'm never going to be able to get the image of that image out of my head.
Right? But it's true, the Mandalorians have gone to war with basically every Force-using tradition in the galaxy at some point.
Willy, the default Mandalorian.
Right.
This is why we invented the slug thrower, because it turns out it's much harder to... you can't deflect a bullet and it just becomes molten slag.
Right? And it splashes them in the eyes, usually.
Yep.
Gives them a cool splash mark on one eye where they get an eye patch later and become hateful.
Only if you do it wrong.
Oh, man. It's gonna suck being basically the predator species in a galaxy that has Jedi.
Right?
Well,
You're like, oh
ultimate,
yes,
the ultimate prey.
Right?
People that can see the
Yeah.
future.
It's like
I mean, like,
they're the ultimate prey. I can hunt them down, and oh god, they're so effective.
see, that wasn't the problem as far as the Mandalorians are concerned. They liked the war with the Jedi. The Jedi saddling up with the Republic during the High Republic that ruined it. It made it lame. Like, that's the story. They, as far as their lore is concerned, and like lore all over the place contradicts itself. The Jedi joining the Republic and making the High Republic, like the big high empire that everyone loves, was directly as a result of the Mandalorians hunting the Jedi. And they're like, "What? What are you doing? You can't do that."
It's not fair.
And the Mandalorians will hold the point that they totally could have won that war against the Republic and the Jedi together combined because they're that awesome. But it's the principle of the matter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you got to get to room number 3. What's the next complication you're going to throw your way? Maybe Peter's going to show up.
All
Well,
right. Sorry, Peter, go ahead.
well, if nobody else has anything, I think I have something.
All right. Yeah, throw it at us.
Okay, so since Steelhead is here to harvest some Mandalorians, then why don't we see some of them being rounded up and put in chains and taken out by soldiers?
Sure. Okay. So I'm going to combine Torah's Fomorians with the remaining Cenobites
Yep.
Oh no.
Okay.
because that's all I got
Cool.
left. And they probably regrouped at this point because you're pushing them back pretty hard. Also, Meathead's here that Peter can use as a threat, or you guys can finally get 3 bonds with and permanently befriend.
Oh, I have plans for Meathead.
I know, right? You guys got to run against that clock. He's still a threat. He has to become a friend.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, you guys.
I can't make him a companion, guys. I need your help.
Didn't you already have like 2 bonds with Meathead though?
You can't make him a companion, though.
No, I know that. You
Hey,
need 3
what
bonds
is-
to make him a companion, doesn't he?
One person needs 3 bonds,
Yeah, but he's a
Yeah.
squire.
and squires can't make him a companion.
See,
Ah, okay.
with every other character
Yeah.
in the game, you only need 1 bond.
Yeah, you. That's also probably going to be Lamnar's thing because
Like, if you guys
Yes,
do anything
not
precious, you should be
really
showering
friendly.
it with goods.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, you enter one of these like sort of like resource allocation zones. Like it's kind of like a mall mixed with like a warehouse in the bunker. And yeah, there's a bunch of troops here, and you can see those 2 Cenobites are directing the troops. You know what? I'm just going to. Oh shit! You know what? I don't have to combine them the way I'm doing it. I did something wrong here because I forgot that a thing exists. Imperial Diehard is able to group back up with his reinforcement stat.
Oh right, he can just summon more basic soldiers.
Yeah, and he's been gone long enough from you guys that he's grouped himself up a new gang. Because it only
Aw.
takes 3 to make a gang.
Oh,
Oh. So, 1 armor.
are the Fomorians under him right now, or are they under Torah?
The Fomorians are working with them right now.
Okay, so do they
Is
get the
Meathead with us right now, or is he still on the ship with
I'm
Fair?
assuming he's with you as a... he's not a companion, huh?
No,
He
he's just
probably
like
lost track
following
of him.
behind us, not doing anything, or like.
I mean, presumably he's on the ship, but you might have lost track of him because you're not checking
Yeah.
with the ship.
He may have just lumbered off and nobody bothered to stop him.
Yeah. Okay, so the Cenobites, part 2. So big warehouse room. There's a bunch of people. They're being like, fucking. What would they be using here? You know what? They'd be using Mandalorian tech. They're using the carbon freezing, like the human carbon freezing rigs to just freeze like women and children and like non-combatants and like stack them like a deck of cards. So yeah, that's what you run into. They're stacking people up and getting them out of here.
All right, we're in a new scene. I have a gun again.
Yeah, same location though for web, so you can not lose your web.
So new look. Repeat that, please.
You're in a warehouse area, which means there's lots of like vertical spacing to go through. Like there's a lot of like layers and levels and catwalks and scaffolding. It's a warehousing chamber that they use for carbon freezing, including like people carbon freezing, because that's just a thing they do in Star Wars. It wasn't something unique to Cloud City. People just do living carbon freezing and industrial carbon freezing.
I meant about with the web. You said
Oh,
I don't lose it?
You don't lose it because it's on a new location.
Okay, all right. I thought it was okay. Perfect.
This is all the same location. I'm not going to do you dirty like that.
Sounds good.
So yeah, a gang of basic soldiers, the Taskmaster, and the Imperial Diehard. So a gang of Formorians rounding people up, and 2 Cenobites conspiring and directing the troops.
I turn to you, Kiss, and if I blind them, can you take him out?
Yes.
Perfect.
I will point out that the Cenobites do not have eyes.
Oh, well, they have ears, though.
They're okay. They open their mouths, and a pink mollusk bivalve thing comes out to smell the air, and then goes back into their mouths. That's what you've seen so far. That's what you've seen as far as what they do to explore the world.
Just hit them with a deadly neurotoxin. It's fine.
Oh, it's perfect. Okay, I'm going to take some marbles out of one of my pockets because I'm just full of gadgets.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
roll them on the floor to the center of this group, and they are going to vibrate at a high frequency, causing the air just to literally vibrate and loud screeching noises to flare up.
Sure.
Basically, I'm going to use one of my web to activate a flash powder trap that blinds everybody nearby. In this case, agonizing screeching and flashing and vibration of the air.
Overloading senses makes sense to me. What do you want that to do?
I want to blind them all. Basically, just blind them all. Or so there's they're opening up to attack for Kess.
Yeah, them being all blinded sounds like advantage.
Okay, in that case, I will try.
That's what that sounds like, right? That's why you throw a flashbang. That's what the system of fellowship is for. You create a thing that will give you advantage, and you've done it. So you have advantage on the gang and the Cenobites.
Yes.
Okay. So the Cenobites are the Diehard and the Taskmaster, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to try to go for the Diehard and take the shot while he is.
Yeah, it's probably for the best.
I was going to say like rubbing his eyes, but doing whatever the equivalent is for someone who sees the way
Screaming is what he's doing.
Okay, in that case, try to shoot him while he's screaming.
I will point out the Taskmaster also does not have armor, but he can damage other threats to not be killed. Yeah. But destroying is different from damage.
Mm-hmm. All right, so also this is my last ammo. That is 8 plus 2, 10. Oh, just barely 10.
All right, well, I don't think armor can stop that, so he just dies. Boop. All right, you kill one of the Cenobites. You drop him with a high-powered rifle through his head. It goes through that weird black and red armor plating scales they have. It's almost like they're part velociraptor, part the shell that clams and oysters build around themselves, but they're kind of more flexible and scaly. And yeah, punctured. So down he goes. Everyone starts freaking out. Everyone already was freaking out, so it continues. Chaos continues, but that advantage is gone because they know that they're under attack, and you just killed their goddamn priest. So, yeah. They're going to get their shit together and start opening fire on you.
I don't like that.
Who's jumping into action?
I'm going to give covering fire to try to overcome that future cut coming our way of them shooting back at us.
Go for it.
I'm going to roll with my sense because I'm a squire.
And all these traps you do work super well because all of the Empire threats have loyal to a fault where they're easily fooled.
I got a 9.
All right, well that can damage. Who are you damaging? Wait, no, you're overcoming.
Yeah, I'm overcoming, not finishing. So I'm giving us covering fire so that maybe we can.
So either you make it temporary, or you can overcome with the 10. You can pay a price to get a 10 plus.
I'll make it temporary.
Okay, I'll allow it to happen. So yeah, you're currently drawing their fire and drawing their attention. A lot of troops are moving. People are scrambling in between. In the middle of the melee, you see one of the innocents, one of the Mandalorian people, dive down and grab a weapon that was discarded and shoot one of the troops in the back of the head. So chaos is starting.
Good.
All right. Well, you've overcome that, so they're drawing their focus on you for the moment. Who's gonna intercede?
If I can scramble forward and basically, I'm gonna have to pick up a weapon because I am out of slug thrower shots and I lost my knife. So I'll just grab a gun or a sword or something that someone has dropped.
Sure, there's weapons on the ground. Absolutely.
And I'm going to start engaging them to try to just keep them busy and stop them from carbon freezing.
Oh no, that has stopped.
Okay.
That stopped when the Pope assassination happened.
Pope is okay. Well, in that case, I am getting into melee basically.
All right.
And trying to focus attention on me, so other people have a chance to get rid of them.
All right, and you're the elf, right?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, I'm just trying to keep track of like sheet info for what y'all can do.
Yeah, I don't have anything special for this. Just
okay.
Roll.
You just want to keep them busy?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. I don't think you have a problem keeping big groups busy. It's going to be hard to keep the gang busy. You can't keep the gang busy, but you can keep the taskmaster busy. The gang is just too big.
Yeah, let me see. Yeah.
So you could corner the Cenobite.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's fair. I will begin dueling the Cenobite.
All right, yeah, that's the one with like a lot of red scales because they scar red, and he's just covered in red, and he has like murder claws, and like he's catching your weapon in his like metal claws that also vibrate because they're vibro weapons, and he's like slashing back, pushing back at you.
Mm-hmm. So let me roll. That is a 7. So
What were you rolling for?
Keep them busy.
Okay, good.
So I buy some time, and their attention is all for now, but they will retaliate against me when time is up.
I'm going to use Die in Vain for the task manager to damage himself, which will damage break a few eggs, so he can force you to make a 6- roll, so I can deliver a hard cut where the task manager stabs you in the stomach.
Ow.
Take a damage.
Yeah, okay. That's fair. I mean, he damaged himself, so that's honestly better for me at this point.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, he's pushing you back, and he's a little more ferocious than you were expecting from a Velociraptor cultist. And you're in danger, so we'll swing the spotlight to the gang of soldiers starting to open fire on you guys properly.
Okay. Can I... The bunch of Mandalorians that were still, I assume many of them are still in chains. Can I quickly try and free them so they can go help fight the gang of soldiers?
Yes, that sounds like that's worthwhile doing. I don't know what that would look like.
I would essentially just scurry up the walls of this warehouse into the rafters, and then just sort of pop on down to where the prisoners are, and just start working on hacking their manacles or their collars or whatever electronic devices are keeping them chained up.
Yeah, it's just chains. They're not using anything.
Chains, even better then. I was thinking like a quick little laser.
Yeah, like a little welding torch would be fine. They're not high quality. They're just there to stop people who are made of bone and skin from getting free. You don't have to do a lot in Star Wars if you're capturing people, and that's all Mandalorian are people.
Okay, so I'm gonna go for overcome.
I don't even think you'd have to roll at this point. You can just do it. No one's stopping the prisoners from being freed. Like, assume you got whatever you wanted for overcome.
Okay, perfect.
Like, if you have to get web from it, you just get it.
Yeah.
All right, you just get it. I'm not going to make you roll. You're fine.
Yeah. The wonderful thing about Predator is, even if I fail overcome, I still get that web.
Oh, yeah. No, I know. It's gorgeous. It's a great move. You should look at the orc move, ambush or whatever. If you ever find someone alone, you can just insta-kill them.
Nice.
Ian has taken that move. Because, being spiders about being a xenomorph from the vents.
Yep.
Oh,
it's a really good. I love the orc book.
It's solid. It's real solid. Goblin King. Okay, you're freeing the people. That's valuable. That's going to do something else, not maybe directly related to what's happening now, but they're like scurrying, getting people free. They're getting wounded out. A lot of them are going over to the Beskar, to the carbon freezing station, and starting to like make sure that that's locked down so it doesn't get like super goddamn damaged, because they're gonna have to thaw people later.
Yeah, and I assume some of them. The main point is also some of them can just grab weapons and just start helping out.
Yeah, they'll engage in the melee a bit. Who's next? And by who, I mean or maybe Peter, if you want to sweep on in to cause trouble.
I mean, if they're slow in the action, I think I can come in.
I will not stand between you coming in if you specifically would like to.
Well, either now or if we're playing some bigger confrontation later, I could come back then, either or.
I mean, this is most of what we were facing down here at this point.
Yeah, I only got one more group left, and that's the whatever. So if Peter's going to be guiding that group with Meathead, that'll actually be a pretty solid boss battle.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. Now we have to get to it. So we don't have any kind of advantage, right? Like,
not yet.
That was lost.
Yeah, the advantage is cleared, and you have the soldiers to deal with, and they're a nightmare.
Yeah. Oh boy. So, God, they are a gang. I don't have any things that can hurt
Yes, you do.
gangs.
You can damage
Oh, wait.
gang stats. You just can't damage their gang stat itself. It damages itself automatically when their other stats are damaged and removed.
Gotcha.
They
Okay.
self-delete themselves when you destroy their other stats, and the gang's all that's left.
Mhm.
Okay. So, oh boy.
They empty the recycle bin.
I guess we're gonna try to. Oh boy. I guess I'll try to keep them busy, or distract, draw their fire basically to give us an opening to get in there and take them out,
Okay.
or at least to their numbers.
All right, keep them busy. It sounds like if that's what you're doing, right? All right.
So
Sounds good to me.
rolling dice. That's good lord, that's a 12.
Christ. All right. Yeah, the one battle droid is drawing the attention of these soldiers. So, at this point, who would like to sweep in and either one, the Kaminoan or the Mandalorian can, even though the Mandalorian's locked in Mortal Kombat, you could take a moment out to try to start shooting troops to death.
Yeah, I can just I probably still no. I'll just as I'm kind of I still have my Cad Bane jet boots, so I'm zipping around slashing at this Velociraptor man, and I just grab a blaster off of a corpse nearby and just pop a couple shots off at the people chasing the battle droid, and then turn back to.
If you want to be more big, what you could do is you could grab that rifle and smash its power cell and then throw it into a group so it goes off like a bomb.
I don't want to destroy my rifle. It's only
not your rifle, just a rifle.
Oh, that's fair. Then yes, I will do that.
It's littered with opportunities. So just you grab it, you smash its power cell in a way that you know because you're a trained killer, and huck that into the group.
Any gun can be a thermal detonator if you try hard enough.
Any restaurant's all you can eat. If you
All right, so I'm rolling with blood to kill them.
Blood.
Finish them. Well, that's 13.
All right, wipes out the gang, turns them into two groups.
And then I turn back to the Mortal Kombat I'm locked into right now.
Yes, there is a cut coming where that guy's going to try and stab you more, so you're going to have to deal with that. So, moving back to someone else, we got two groups of soldiers and the task manager. What are you guys doing? The task manager, he's going to fucking kill your process.
Okay,
I don't know.
So, are you still locked in Mortal Kombat with him, Kes?
He's still
task manager?
Yes, but I'm not really keeping him busy.
Right,
I'm fighting for my life as opposed to keeping him on the ropes.
In which case, I turn to the group of Mandalorians just freed and aim up at the taskmaster and kill him. When I pick up a gun and just start shooting at him and assume they're going to shoot with me.
Yeah, all right. Let's say you can forge a bond with this group of Mandalorians because you're the one that just freed them, right?
Yes.
Well, that sounds like you should be forging a bond with them, a suggestion to me, and then have them on your character sheet as companions, and then spend their companion stat for advantage.
Okay.
That's not you're a bad thing. That's just this is a thing you can do because that's how Fellowship's designed. You can form that bond real quick.
Yep.
Yeah, something you did or shared together.
I freed you, and then you helped me kill this asshole.
So it'd be group of Mandalorian civilians that have two stats, Mandalorian civilian and group.
It's very straightforward.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah, they'll open fire, damage one of their stats, probably Mandalorian civilians, to give yourself advantage to finish the Taskmaster.
Yep. So let me just roll for finish him. And that is a 4. That failed.
Yes.
We miss because I guess Mandalorian civilians haven't had their training in a while.
They were not trained in the Rising Phoenix.
Fucking Lord. I'm going to have one of the basic groups break off and separate you and those civilians from the rest of the party. So you have a big group of basic soldiers to deal with. Has a group of basic soldiers to deal with. And the Mandalorian has a taskmaster. Yes. Yes.
Okay. I'm trying to think if there's any way for me to get advantage here.
Do you have a friend? Maybe right where you need them?
Let me see. No, I can't damage that again. It's already been damaged.
What about Stitch, Mal's? How about untraceable,
all right.
so that their cloaking field like comes offline and they're right there and they shoot and they shoot that dude?
Oh yeah, that works. They'd like come up behind them and try to knife them, basically.
Yeah, it'd be like the Predator cloak falls.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I guess I will damage that one, and attempt to finish them. There's just so much finishing people going around.
Yeah, it's gonna really happen.
So yeah, I will roll with. Yeah, I'm still just trying to kill them with blood. Like, there's all these various options for how to finish people, but it's just like, no, these are Cenobites and zombies and shit.
Right? These soldiers are recruitable. The
So
Cenobite's probably recruitable.
a 4 and a 5
Instead he's not.
is 11 again.
Okay, who are you killing? Murder? Who's
The
that?
task manager, taskmaster.
The Cenobite is gone. You gun him down. Like your friend basically enters the fray and like throws him off guard, and he's like, "Wait, what?" And then you kill him. Like he dies.
Yep.
Fellowship. It's about friendship.
And murder.
Blood orgy.
Oh god.
I feel so bad for Vel, the creator of Fellowship, because they had said recently that we've probably played more Fellowship than anyone else in the world, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry it wasn't someone better.
Someone throwing Decepticons and everything. If you throw a Decepticon in our game, I won't be mad.
I can't do it. I promised I wouldn't once I started running Transformers.
It's like, that was getting it out of your system.
Right?
I'll just keep enabling you. Like, damn it, it's okay.
Honestly, they're probably also happy that you're doing it in a lot of weird ways.
Okay.
That guy's gone.
Yeah, so it's just the two groups left. Can you guys together as a team of 3 coordinate this?
Yeah, so 93 is gonna be like, look, he killed your boss. Clearly has like a look over there kind of a thing, but maybe it works. And then like I'm basically gonna try to not speak softly. The other one, talk sense, to get them to back down using my wisdom.
Just gonna talk him down, eh? You gotta get advantage.
Oh, no, I'm just talking sense.
Oh shit, okay.
Not
I thought you were going in for the kill.
No. So, well, okay, when you speak with conviction and ask someone for help, it doesn't say I can't do it to people who are trying to kill me.
Well, if they're willing to listen, that's
Yeah.
So, yeah, sure, they're willing to listen. They're,
they're
specifically willing to listen because they're loyal to a fault. They're
Easily
fooled.
All right, Google's being real nice to me. I got an 11.
Yeah, okay. What do you got for on a 9, on a 7+? They do this. You ask to the best of their ability. What do you ask them to do?
Drop your weapons and surrender.
Do you want them to like hang out here? Or do you want them to like leave? Like, are you going to take them prisoner?
I mean, I'm just trying to get them to stop killing me.
Do you want them to like leave?
If I mean, I do kind of want to make friends with them.
So like, just go stand over there.
Yeah.
Boom! Remember, you're a squire. You can't have companions.
Which means the other 2 players are going to have to start picking up the slack.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
you
just
seem to be on a
this
roll.
character as someone who focuses a lot. He's very killing.
I want to believe in character, like Kess is holding his gut wound and being like, "I'm sorry."
I
I'm sorry, I'm not super.
He's out of bullets. He lost his knife. He's just having a bad day.
So the scene I want is for next time we fill our bellies is like we're all sitting around a fire or something. We're all just like eating and stuff, and my droid guy is talking to all the people they make friends with and like introducing the rest of the party to them. I'm like, these are great guys. You should really. They're just really quiet. It's okay.
I was sure you got that bunny droid instead.
The fucking bunny droids.
Okay,
Astounding.
I don't know what a bunny droid is. I'm gonna look it up.
Oh, they're real dumb.
Yeah, you probably recognize if you see it.
All right, so Stitch, with you setting them up with your talk sense, I'm just gonna. Well, I guess I'll also finish them. I'll basically just with the Mandalorians behind me with guns, the gang that's basically the gangs. that you were talking to say, no, your boss is dead, and if you stay here, you're going to die too. Is that really worth it? Is this really what you want? Put the weapons down and go home. Or join us. Either way, you're not going to win this fight.
All right, perfect.
And that is talk senses. Yeah, that's an 8.
And that's the other group?
That was the one. I was just yelling it out loud at the. I assumed that you're talking to both gangs.
Well, 9 just took care of one gang, so I'm assuming you're talking since the other gang.
Yeah, yes, that's the case.
The more I ask them, the more they'll ask of you, and they can cash in a favor at any time. I guess they're just going to ask that you let them walk. Can you do that? Can they cash that favor in that you let them walk?
Or you could have them stay here and like be with us, and then at another point, maybe during the boss battle, they ask us to cash in.
I think they just want to walk now.
Yeah, just let them walk now.
All right, they walk.
They're the ones who have to deal with Steelhead's displeasure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Technically Taurus, because they're Taurus goons.
Oh, that's just as bad.
I've listened to a bunch of PBTA games on podcasts and stuff, and I've noticed that whenever somebody uses the move similar to toxins in other games, nobody ever like holds that favor. They're always like, all right, the favor they're going to ask from you is this. And it's like, yeah, but what if you didn't do that? What if like 4 games later they're like, hey, you owe me?
Oh no, absolutely. I desperately do want to do that because I'm also fairly easy peasy with toxins, where it's like, oh, they can cash in a favor later. It's like, yeah, all right, this guy will cash in a favor later. I want him to join the party now, and like I can just delay it. But like these soldiers want to, like they're soldiers in armor. They want to not be here.
See, it's useful when they have names and they're not just goons.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. They're mooks. Why bother?
I'm imagining that moment when they become companions and we're doing the stuff, but then they find out that their family is in danger and they're like, you guys owe me.
Yeah, no, that's like a perfect like point right there.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's solid. I had a thing. We had a setup for that a little while ago, and I don't remember what it was. Where it's like them, like, hey, I need to call in a favor for you guys. I don't remember. We were having a conversation about it too.
I think that's planned for how we're going to do the other game, how to get Korriban.
Yeah, because like I said, we've only really talked to a few people in this game.
Yeah, I just for maybe like another game entirely. I just can't remember what it was now. Okay, you clear out these goons. All that's left are the mass soldiers, the Fomorians, because there's a lot of them. Maul's bailed. You're able to get to this is the 3rd chapter defense hub. You get it. Is there a problem getting to the 4th, or have you dealt with it all?
So as we're going to the 4th, it seems that we've taken just the Taurus Fomorians are left, right?
Yeah, like they're the main like soldiers that get rinsed.
So they're the ones that we face when we get to the last and final command center.
Okay. You could also have nothing there, or you could have something different there too. Like it doesn't just have to be an endless combat.
Actually, yeah. Let's make it a bit different then. We can save that for later.
There's plenty more coming.
Yeah. While we're getting there, the challenge is that the years of combat and siege warfare has collapsed the entrance leading to the loading chamber with rubble and stuff. We have to either navigate around it or safely get it out of the way.
Sounds perfect. So my question then is, how are you guys going to get around this? Because you need to get to this last command module.
I could use one of my Elder Arts, Keen Senses, to ask a question about my surroundings and maybe receive a truthful answer. Can I use that to just ask where is the safest path around here, the quickest and safest one?
For what move? I didn't.
It wouldn't be it could be a move. Could be overcome.
Oh no, I just didn't hear what you said, and I thought you said a move. So that's just me. Could you just repeat what you said? That's all I need.
So one of my Elder Arts is Keen Senses. I can ask a question about my surroundings and immediately receive a truthful answer. So could I ask?
No, you can do that. And also that is a move because that's your Elder Arts.
It doesn't have a roll with it.
No, but moves don't need rolls. Like Forge a Bond doesn't need a roll. A bunch of the moves in the game, like I did a huge Twitter thread because people are being stupid about Power by the Apocalypse. There's like 13 or so basic moves in Fellowship, and like only 8 of them have rolls, or only like 6 of them have rolls. Yeah, like pay a price that doesn't require a roll, and that is a move. Command Lore is a move. Fill your belly is a move. Recover, it's a move. None of them need rolls.
All right. Well, in that case, I will just mark off keen senses and say that I've detected the best way to get around the.
Okay, you're able to figure out how you can. There's a naturally forming like pocket of air from when they tunneled this place out, and if you guys tunnel into it, you can go around the damage, tunnel a bit more, and you can get directly into the base. But it's going to take time. Maybe draw stuff to you. I don't really have a lot of stuff to draw to you, so I'm running out of resources here, Pete.
Would you like to participate?
I mean, we could just say that the next thing will be like more, I don't know, a more dire situation when they come in, I guess.
Sure. All right. You tunnel through without a problem. Like you spent an Elder Art. You did it.
Yay.
You're in. You're able to turn on the defense systems, which re-energizes the base, and they're able to get direct control of a lot of their systems again. They'll start turning on automated defenses, shutting doors, making choke points, communicating with the other bunkers down here. And generally, like you'll be able to get to the loading chamber and unlock it without a problem because they can unlock it remotely, or you can unlock it at the door panel if it's not destroyed. So really, all you gotta do now is from the bulk of like the civilian areas, you just like they're clearing those out. There's going to be a central trunk path where all the civilians will meet up with their guards and like their protectors and make like a charge of the light brigade to the loading chamber, get into it, try to lock it down, and weather the storm as they load into cargo, and you guys take off with them.
Okay, I guess we're probably going by whatever General Kalani is advising as the best corridor for us to punch through.
Yeah, him and the Mandalorians, they got this down pat. They put this plan together. Once you told them their plan, they did their part and made sure everything was going off without a hitch. In the background, they've had Mandalorians killing troops. They've had Mandalorians collapsing tunnels, opening up new ones. Once the systems came online, they overloaded like engines and defense systems on some areas to melt ice to create impromptu new like passages and stuff. They've been working in the background on this one. So while that's happening, you'll probably have to... You got to pick them up. So when do you want to pick up Kalani and his honor guard?
I mean, as soon as possible, right?
Yeah, but say we're timing it basically to trying to get him to the ship as it's arriving, basically, so he can be one of the first ones on because he's the
asset.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, then you might want to let like the Mandalorians in the background deal with like the path to the loading chamber while you go to get Kalani and his people.
Okay.
All right, well, that's the scenario now. Getting Kalani and escorting him where he's got to go. Pete, do you have anything you want to interject into that?
Well, yeah, I'm waiting for some bigger confrontation to get on the scene, I guess.
This will be the big confrontation. I got nothing left in the tank except a bunch of swarming goons that can show up kind of anywhere. So they can show up on the road to Kalani. They can show up trying to kill Kalani as an escort mission on the way back. What do you...
I mean, it could be like they're trying to siege Kalani where he's at and then have a last hurrah where, the soldiers are trying to get Kalani, the people are trying to save him and so on. And yeah, that's what it's like.
Okay, so we'll say you'll get there when the door's been blown open and the soldiers are going to pour in and start sieging the command center. So the heroes will get there, and Void will get there, and you guys will have to navigate that because there's a good chance Kalani could die. I'm going to hit the pause button so I can go to the washroom.
Okay.
Hey.
And we're back. So you guys are charging down to the command center to grab Kalani and his honor guard. And evacuate them out to safety with the rest of the Mandalorians, while the rest of the base basically handles evacuating themselves while your ship's coming on in because of Wayfarer. When you arrive at kind of the large, open, sort of grand mayoral cave that they've built, that's sort of like a municipal center. It has like hanging stalagmite, like buildings and rooms in it and stuff. There's a firefight going on. This place is full of soldiers, just packed to the gills with soldiers. There's like 100 dudes in here. Gangs are 30, groups are 3 to 5. There's like 50-ish dudes here at this point. Just opening fire, shooting at defenses, taking cover, making their way through the Mandalorian lines. There's like dead Mandalorians everywhere. And yeah, they're just advancing in the background through like one of the large doors that's been partially punched open by heavy weapons. You can see Kalani and the other Mandalorians like shoring up defenses and getting ready for them to like blow the door and like start a shootout.
Scene.
All right. On the way down, I'm gonna tell the spider swarm that they're doing a really great job. And I'm gonna spend my bond to heal one of their damage.
Ha
'Cause
ha!
I think
Okay.
The power.
So the spider swarm goes back. They get back the swarm stat.
Yes. Who else is doing something?
Oh man.
While we're getting there, I'm going to look closely just to examine the layout of the terrain and the troops.
right. I keep forgetting that's a thing we
That's
can
a
do.
move, right?
This
Yeah.
is. So I'm just going to.
It's a good
I'm
move.
just going to examine everyone carefully and specifically like their technology and what equipment's around here.
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
Just trying to recall which sense.
Sense.
Okay.
Now you're just asking the questions. Is there anything specific you're doing that I should know about, like a move interaction?
Mostly I'm trying to gain the web to set up
Yeah.
something for the future.
No, yeah, and I'm
So,
also, depending on the question you ask and the results, the answers you get, you might also get advantage because you're, scoping out the situation.
I've been rolling terribly all day today. It's 6. So
Oh my god.
You may ask one question.
One
I don't
question.
know.
All right. Looking around at these soldiers, I'm going to ask, what is the hidden threat in this situation?
Oh
Peter,
boy.
he finds out this question the hard way.
Well, then I guess Void appears on the scene.
Yeah. A dark Sith white motif plays out as Void Within Without enters the melee. How do you enter?
No.
Oh jeez.
Well, we're flickering light, I suppose, because I'm now starting to become more of a dark team threat, I guess.
Nice. Oh, yeah, and you're a threat to the world, too. It's so good. So, yeah, the lights momentarily go out because of the power cycling in this place, and Void is there among the throng directing people to shoot. There's your answer.
Ah, jeez.
Mm-hmm.
At least you got that web. Where's my electric car, Bruce? Who's going next? Or are we giving the scene to Peter because he is the cut that's now here? Yeah, you know what, Pete, you have the spotlight now because you've entered the scene, like with this cut. This is a cut. You have to hurt them.
I have to hurt them. Okay. So I'm guessing my cut would be that, would be to start, messing with the lights here to make this, more advantageous for myself. So as I, appear there, I just assess the whole situation. I start looking, at the, power controls and just start, look at it like a Sith and, make it start to spaz out and the lights are starting to flicker. Eventually will go out and then things will change.
All right, lights are coming on out. So that's the telegraph of danger happening, right?
Yep.
Okay, reactions, people.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Telegraph of danger, that's for your boogeyman thing, right?
Yeah, pretty much my soft cut is that the lights will go out unless someone can stop it. And when things do, well, I have moves to use with when the lights are off.
I think because this is Star Wars, I'm just going to turn to the panel on this side of the room and shoot it to stop you from being able to fuck with the lights in the room.
So I guess you're doing an overcome, just like indirectly.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, that sounds appropriate for Star Wars. As long as you're risking something, I think that's a good way to try and counter Pete.
If I need to, I can be shooting the panel that he's currently shocking instead. If that would make more sense.
No. It's not narrative. It's you're going to overcome his light thing with an overcome move, which could have a failure. Like that all fits. That's all good.
Well, but since you're acting as a threat to the world, pay a price.
Yeah, pay a price. Pay your fucking price.
Oh, that's okay. I will.
Oh, it is a new scene, so I guess that take damage has been cleared.
Okay.
Boop. There we go.
I'll suffer a setback. Just get that out of the way now, I guess.
And
then I will roll.
for a setback.
Oh, that's a 6. Oh no.
You will suffer a setback.
Yes, I will.
You will be schooled here. So the setback is that panel you shot was the power conduit for this area, so everything shuts off. And the -6. I guess I can't double whammy you. So I think the failure is that you shoot the power conduit and everything just goes off now. The setback, Pete, you got a suggestion for a setback?
Well, since they're here to rescue General Kaline, then maybe, he'll start becoming vulnerable because they're starting to go through the first wall of defenses or what have you.
Okay, yeah, sure. So when that panel blows and goes out, as you're like taking charge, one of the soldiers like runs up and slams a pack onto the door before being gunned down, and then the pack goes off because it's a explosive charge and blows open that last door. So now Kalani and the rest of them are shootable.
Because I have to, and I haven't said it yet. Dank Ferric.
Oh, right, that's a word people have.
Apparently, it's 2 words.
Sleemo.
It's important that I said that. Anyway, that happened.
All right, things are getting heated in here. So who's going next? Lights are out, and there's just like gunfire strobe light illuminating this entire thing.
So they're trying to kill General.
They don't know that General Kalani is important. They're killing everyone, and they're going to loot this place.
They're basically acting against my interests right now because
Yes.
I want to save these people.
Yes,
So I'm going to activate one of my webs. In this case, because these are tourist troops. Tourist troops that we fought previously, wearing the same armor that we fought previously. So I know what the frequency of their armor is.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to sort of, because while the power is deactivated, my pack still has all my gadgets, tap into that frequency and paralyze their armor for a little bit, activating the bear trap,
Nice.
which immobilizes them until they pry free and also causes immense distracting pain when initially triggered. And because I have Weaver, that applies to an area, affecting up to 3 targets.
Yeah, all right. It affects an area, and you're doing it on the gang or the groups?
I will do that on
Because the group, it'll get all of the entire group. If you do it to a group, you'll nail them all down.
Yeah, I'll do the Horde Troopers seem to be the big guys here, so...
The-
or the Horde Elite.
Yeah, the Horde Elite, they're a huge nightmare for this. So this will pin them down. I'm going to delete that Elites never found in groups or armies, because they are found in gangs or armies. Just so the protect the little ones is a little more visible. Yeah, they're pinned down. So the Horde Elite right now are pinned down.
Yep, they are now trapped.
All right. Perfect. Didn't require a roll, so not in despair. Okay, you've locked down the Elites. Moving on to the next person. What's your next move, guys? These are going to start shooting their way in and start trying to kill Kalani. Some are peeling off to fight you. Like, I think the group of Horde troopers have turned. Now they see the Elites are under fire and are shooting at you. But the basic soldiers, the Formorians, they're starting to move ahead.
All right. Could I use a one of my useful items, like I have traveler's gear, as like a smoke bomb to try to help them get away? Maybe
help who get away?
Help, or like. All right, I won't call it the move. I'm trying to give them the ability to move.
The targets.
So, like,
they're stuck with their back to the wall.
Yeah, so I want to try to help give them or get them an opening.
Like Kalani and his people. No, they're too slammed up. You have to be able to, like, they're in a kill box right now. They're backed up into a bank vault, essentially.
Yeah. You probably need to get to them and then get away with them.
That might be a thing, yeah. But unfortunately, if you smoke bomb, they don't have an opening to leave. They would have to run past physical people who would stop them.
Okay. Well, so far I have a gun that'll fire once. Okay. Fuck, I don't know. How do I make friends with these people?
I can try to. I don't know. Yeah, I can try to get to where they are and see if I can't provide a window to them. But so the idea would be to get over there and then try to.
That's a getaway.
Yeah. However, I think I might just. Is it a getaway to get to them?
Yep.
Oh,
Getaways.
okay.
It's a very versatile move.
Oh,
Would
then yeah, I'll
also
go
be
ahead and try
overcome 'cause you're
to.
trying to.
Wait, sorry, what'd you have?
Wouldn't also be overcome if you want, because you're trying to get through a.
I'm gonna go with getaway if
Battlefield.
I can.
No,
if I can-
it's getaway. Like, it's how the spider is supposed to be accruing web. You're supposed to get away into a vent or get away from a group, and then when they follow after you, you murder them as an ambush predator.
Yeah, pretty much
Okay.
getaway is move to a position, escape, sneak, everything like with movement related, it seems, at least.
Yeah,
Alright,
when you
I
need
will-
to, like the direct line of the move trigger is when you need to get somewhere out of reach or out of sight. Like, when
Yep.
you want to get somewhere.
All right, so I
Yep.
will roll plus grace. Oh, thank God. That is an 8 plus 2 is 10. And because I have poetry in motion, I get to choose all 3 if I want.
Ha ha ha! Do you bring anyone with you?
Anybody want to come with?
I could just go with you.
Oh, right, you can. Does the spider want to come with?
Do you all want to come with?
Yeah, let's go.
Cool.
Ha ha ha! Hooray!
I say grab on and then, slightly overclock my jet boots and just zip right over. They're not even seeing until we get there. Because we also do it without drawing any attention to ourselves.
Fan-fucking-tastic. Okay, so you blitz through the army and get to the other side of it and meet up with Kalani and the Mandalorians. There's 5 Mandalorians and Kalani, who's like using one of his arms. It looks like it has like not like a ship weapon built into it, but it's like a big slag of metal. It looks like it could be like one of those smaller point defense systems, which are devastating in personal combat. And he's just like aiming the cannon down and firing around into like the soldiers and pushing them back. The power consumption for that would be enormous. He would have to have a gonk on hand to fire it, if any of you are technical.
Mm-hmm.
At least one of us is.
Yeah. So, Kalani, like, they all nod to you. They kind of, like, fall in formation with you guys, and they're continuing the assault. Let's spin to Peter. Pete, what are you up to?
I guess looking at, the fight is still going on and we're not, yet, finished. I guess I can broadcast telling people that, if you surrender now and go peacefully, you will live, just to give people despair with my cat, because I'm, what do you call this thing, sadistic horror. So I will give a cut to our, to Lamnar, our Kaminoan, to give you despair as long as you're in the scene with me.
Oh, my God.
Oof.
That's a lot.
Okay.
Good. Now everyone has despair forever.
I mean, I don't think it's an area thing. I just give it to the Kaminoan.
Yeah, there's just a lot of people given despair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, just to be clear, when you say that, if people surrender, they'll be allowed to live, you're lying, correct? Because,
I mean, we're here to retrieve the Mandalorians, to take them into carbon freezing, to take them away, and use them to power the technology, whatever. So they will be alive.
oh, Jesus Christ.
Even though they wish they weren't.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's a cut.
All right, gang. What are you doing in response to that? They're closing in. You had them separated earlier, but now they're all grouping back up. And then they're coming.
I can try to get us out again.
Now that we're all here.
now that everyone's here, I can't get everybody out.
Yeah,
But I can get Kalani out.
I'll help by just with my webbing, just trying to tie a bunch of people together as much as I can to make it easier for you to carry a group of people.
Oh my God! I'm in a spider silk sack.
Oh no!
Yeah.
I glance over at the jetpacks that the other Mandalorians here have, and I gotta get me one of those.
God damn.
Prepare to boost away again. Oh God! Come on, dice, don't fail me now. All right, so yeah, well, I'll try to. We fly over, grab Kalani and whatever Mandalorians can come with us, and we fly back.
So this is going to turn into a chase scene as you're being chased.
Okay.
I feel no, make your roll. Let's see if you can do
Yeah.
it. But if you can, this sounds like this is a chase scene.
That is, yes, another 8 plus 2 is 10. I get all 3 again.
My God.
I'm so glad I took poetry in motion.
So you can take one more person with you, and there are how many Mandalorians in here?
I am choosing Kalani. The rest of the Mandalorians, unfortunately, will have to do their own thing. They have
Fair enough.
jetpacks. They'll be fine.
They have jetpack.
They get
Fine,
it. I don't need to pick up anybody else with me, unfortunately. So
Yeah. Isn't there like another big group of Mandalorians elsewhere? Like this is just where Kalani
Yeah,
There's
is.
basically.
the companions I made with the group
Okay.
of Mandalorian civilians, so some of them are
Cool.
still here.
So there's still a fellowship.
Oh yeah, and there's like the 5 left behind are like the leadership and stuff that have been like running this war. So you might want to save a lot of them. Anyway,
I mean, if
who
one of
took the Kess took the Mandalorian, right? Or General Kalani, right?
yes,
Yeah.
Okay, so you escape the scene with the droid, but he's like, we have to go back for him.
Well, you escape the scene with Kalani, and one other person if you want. Just take. Wait,
I'll get
you can
his
only take
Kalani.
one
I can
person.
only bring one guy with me.
Actually, why don't you just leave us two behind to deal with this and take like two of the other survivors out?
If y'all are fine with that, then I will.
Yep.
Okay.
So I have a gear option that says you escape completely unharmed.
It's amazing.
So like, I'm gonna try to also get away
I mean,
And bring somebody with you.
like you can spend.
and bring someone with me.
You spend that gear.
And if it goes horribly, then I can spend the gear, and
Yeah.
I can get away. So let's see here. Am I rolling with despair on this, or just?
No, you're
okay.
Yeah, no.
Wait, are you taking a Mandalorian with you?
I'm going to try to take a Mandalorian.
Then you're acting against Peter. He's a threat to the world. Pay a price.
Oh, okay. Just pay a price, not despair.
Oh, Peter, are you trying to capture these Mandalorians?
Yeah, I'm trying to capture the Mandalorians.
Then you're acting against Peter directly, and that is despair. Yes.
Okay. Let's see here.
Also, the Horde troopers shooting at you are giving you despair because of the fear.
Yeah, I think that's the Horde troopers giving the despair because I don't. It's not acting against me that gives despair. It's me making a cut. Is it this?
Oh, right. You gave a cut to someone else, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm getting all muddled.
I gave it to
But the fear commander is giving you all despair.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm going to damage one of the bonds that I have with Peter.
Okay.
So I'm going to damage the good talk bond. Peter also takes 1 damage
Do I?
because of that. Yeah, because I'm paying a price. Damage someone you have bonds with and erase one of those bonds.
Yes.
I'm your ally. I'm being injured. Like, guys, stop shooting that guy. He's my informant.
Fine. I'll damage my sense because of this.
My God.
Wonderful.
I've been waiting for that.
It's finally.
Guys, that one's on our side. All right, so I paid a price, and now I'm rolling in despair. So 3rd d6. Give it a roll. 3 and 3. That's 6, 7. Right?
Do you have a
Grace.
Yeah.
Yep. I have +1 grace. So I got a 7. Get away. Choose 1. So I will.
You have to choose the option to bring somebody with you if you're going to bring someone with you,
That's what I'm doing.
and then you spin your gear to avoid harm, or
Like, I'm going to have harm come your way. I'm going to have damage come your way as you get shot. Eat
Yeah,
harm.
I'm expecting it.
Okay.
I'll take it.
Okay, so you take some Mandalorian with you?
Yeah.
All right, there's 4 left.
I guess
All
since
right. Well, why is there 4 left? I thought Kess took Kamani and
Kess
how
took
many-
1. They've said multiple times they can take 1 person with them, and
Okay.
they took Kalani.
Yeah.
All right.
The only reason that I was going with them was because anytime somebody goes anywhere, I could follow them even if it's impossible.
Yeah. All right.
God, the Squire's fun.
I guess since you drew some people's attention and people have been ignoring me in the scene, then I'll give a cut, like saying, "Oh, that's what was your name? Scratch? Was it or Stitch?
Stitch.
Stitch.
Is that
Yeah.
Stitch?" And then putting 2 and 2 together, I open my little comlink and go, "Meathead, we're looking for some honorable Mandalorians. I think there's one around. Could you fetch him for Steelhead to give the cut that Meathead's out to get our group's Mandalorian?"
Kess,
Yeah.
a good
no.
soldier.
Not again.
Hear over the comm link. A good soldier follows orders. Kess, where are you right now?
farther up the tunnel.
Cool. The side of the tunnel breaks open like in RoboCop, and Meathead comes out to grab you by the throat with his giant hands, one of them being a minigun, and slams you against the wall, Kalani dropping to the ground. You hear him say, "A good soldier follows orders," in person as Void hears it over his comm.
That's right. Alex is in danger. So.
Now that you're in danger, we'll spin the spotlight away back to Lamnar. You haven't done much yet.
No,
compared to Stitch and Kess.
They both got away, and I'm still waiting here to get away as well.
All right, there are 3 Mandalorians left.
Yep. So I basically look around and just grab one and just start scaling up the side of the walls, try and get away at a different angle.
Like through a tube or a tunnel or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Essentially.
All right.
Do it. And just sort of just go there with one of them hanging onto my back.
All right. Yeah, you can grab one. Do it.
Okay. That is...
with despair?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, with despair.
With despair. So let me roll one more. Get away is with Grace. So that is an 8. With despair, still an 8. So
you're able to pick an option.
Yeah, obviously grab someone nearby and bring them with me.
All right, I'm gonna have damage come your way as gunfire is pouring in.
Okay, it's going to break one of my grenade launcher. So one of my gear is basically out of the fight.
Sure. Okay. Makes sense to me. Let's swing the spotlight then back to Cass.
So I am in Meathead's grasp right now, correct?
Yeah, and he's like trying to like choke you out with your armor on.
Well, technically you have a soft cut from me because I can't give hard cuts, so take that as you will, I guess.
Yeah, this is just the situation, though. Yeah. The situation is Meathead is now here. Meathead has arrived. You are in despair.
Oh, right, he does. If I try to act against him, he just gives despair.
Right.
Okay. I will, think quickly with my feet, trying to remember, okay, how did everybody else deal with him and actually have it do successfully? I kind of like raise my hands, take a step back for a second. Can we talk about this?
A good soldier follows orders. And he's approaching.
Okay, let me think. I'm trying to think how to phrase it exactly.
Hey, don't.
Yeah, basically.
Could you not?
You wanted me to be your brother, right?
He nods as he approaches. His hand out to collect you like a lost kitten.
If you take me to whoever's giving you orders, we can't be brothers.
Stops for a moment.
Because they'll kill me. And I don't want that, because you seem like a nice guy.
That is definitely talk sense.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm so bad at that. God, that's I'm rolling plus. I guess this is wisdom. Appeal to their emotions or desires.
Yeah, that's exactly what you're doing in despair.
Oh, that's the one. Okay. Oh no. All right, this is gonna go badly. Or not. 8.
Oh, they do as you ask to the best of their ability, but you owe them a favor that they'll have to cash in at one point. Okay. I just won't cash that in yet.
Does that count as being nice to him?
This is transactional. You got to be nice in character to him.
Okay.
So he'll put his hand down, and he's thinking because you told him not to, but if he doesn't grab you, he doesn't get to hang out with you. So you can see the wheels turning.
If you want to be brothers, maybe you can come with us. We can get to know each other.
Nods. Forge a bond. Did you have 3 with him?
No, I don't have any with him.
Just one.
Okay.
Actually, maybe I can come in on this to help.
Sure. God knows we need it.
I'm going to crawl out of one of the vents above you, like the spider I am, and just fall on down and look up and see the situation. And I turn to Meathead. I'm like, soldier, where are your dog tags? Do you have them anymore?
He gestures to his the chain code in his armor.
Hmm.
Like it's like a
I
wrist
remember-
thing that like makes his chain code appear because it's like a weird QR symbol thing in Star Wars.
So because I remember I had his logs, and I knew his history, and I knew his squad,
Yep.
and
Someone's doing
I
echoing in
have-
the background, by the way, just to let you know. Mute when you're not talking.
okay. I had a variety of silk and strange artifacts for trade, which are precious.
Yeah.
One left. And I'm going to say, because I worked in Camino in the clone facilities, I kept like, I want to say dog tags, and more like it was like it's basically just dog tags with
Sure.
the name for certain squads.
Sure.
I just kept one wrapped around with silk and stuff as a sort of bracelet to remember. I changed the text on it to be his squad,
Sure.
and I hold it up and I show it to him. It's like an emblem for like who we used to fight for. And fight
He will
with.
take the precious thing, and you can forge a bond with him.
Yes, I only
It didn't
have two,
actually
though.
have to be his dog tag. You could have just given him anything and said it was his dog tag, and he would have believed you.
Oh no.
So
Like
that's
it's very
true.
nice that you specifically had it, but I'm just saying you went a little specific.
Well, he's not only bigger Luke, he's also, thicker Luke.
Bigger and thicker Luke.
In both
Okay,
senses.
I only have two. He's not a companion yet. I need one more.
All right, guys. What are you gonna do? Because that army is figuring out that you guys have left, and like one group is gonna break off to catch those last two Mandalorians where Stitch is, and the rest are gonna come down this hallway.
Okay, my turn to Meathead. Meathead, those Mandalorians, not your brothers, but definitely your cousins, are in trouble.
What's
Can you
a
help me
cousin?
rescue them? Your brother's brother.
My brother.
Yes.
He nods.
Can you help us rescue them?
They're not like me, though. They're not a soldier.
No, but they're protecting innocent people like you're supposed to. They're like police officers.
ACAP. Oh, shit. You're asking him to betray everything to like fight for these guys and stuff, basically?
I'm asking him to help protect innocent people.
That sounds like that is speak softly.
All right, with despair.
Yep.
Yeah, it is. Let's
Which
listen.
is a 10. Oh.
Yeah, they can answer questions. I was doing it more for like the ability to like just sit down and have a chat with him, and be like, "Come on, buddy, let me get through to you." And I'll say that like you can ask these questions whenever you want. Like it doesn't have to be right now, but he'll forge that last bond to become a companion, unless Peter can stop it.
I mean, since you have been ignoring me, I technically do have some cut coming.
Yeah, everyone is ignoring you. Yes,
But
I mean, we're not ignoring you. We're just waiting for the fallout of the last cut you did to come through.
Start handling the bullshit you put us through last time.
that's the joy of it, though. See, the Overlord can like in Overlord games, he can burn a bond to Heart of Ice to get you. But then once he gets you by burning that bond, he can grievously hurt you. If he grievously hurts you with Twist the Knife, then that forges a bond because he grievously hurt you, and then it happens all over again.
Oh dear.
so I'm not sure whether I have some bonds that cuts that break bonds, but I can try separating someone, and I don't know, maybe have some rope coming around our Mandalorian's neck and trying to drag him off slowly because it's a soft cut, unfortunately.
Trying to drag who off?
Our Mandalorian back towards the fray from the darkness.
No.
Bye, Cass. I'll tell you where you're not going. Safe.
See, I wonder what would happen if we did actually, capture the Mandalorian and then still have it, and then you get to have a cool scene later trying to escape or something. Would you want that?
Yeah, you want to get captured and make the entire next session be about rescuing you?
I mean, I'm okay with this Suffolk going through because I can try to get. Well, I can try to get away later, which would be easier than me trying to overcome. Basically,
Maybe you get captured and taken to a planet that isn't Hoth, and then we come to that planet.
Yeah,
save you,
I won't be
and then-
taking to Steelhead's planet because that's Korriban, and that's another desolate wasteland. You'll go to somewhere fun like Rhodia. Somewhere fun.
So yeah, I'm presenting this opportunity to you if you want to have that adventure.
I think what I want to do is to cash in on a moment's hesitation And burn I fought alongside you in the Clone Wars bond to make you hesitate. You get to choose either to show me mercy, tell me something important, or act in a way with rolling with despair. No, you're not making a move against me. You're just making a cut. Damn it.
I think cuts are moves, though. Isn't that something we keep going over?
I don't know.
I mean, the move is activating a cut and so on, but like, I act anyway then.
Yeah. But like, it's still cool that he gets to
But then he would get to roll with despair. And I don't know how that interacts with making a cut because he's not rolling.
Yeah, so it's not that useful in this situation, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, I think I might just try to overcome or get away. Overcome, I guess, would be the role to not get dragged away because I would very much like to not be captured.
All right, Pete's clearly making a move against the Fellowship with cut them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you make a move against the Fellowship, they can erase a bond to hold. They hold with you to make you hesitate. Like that seems like that's what happened. He used a move to make a cut. Like it seems like Moment's hesitation is built for cut them. Like, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so do that, and then just fucking act anyway, rolling with despair if he wants.
Okay.
So what does that mean since he's not rolling?
I could always, I could always like tell you something important, like I don't know where we're taking you, so that the other fellowship has a lead to how to find you the next session.
Kess is going to do his best to not get captured. So like you can tell me that, but then I'll just be rolling. Then that might be a thread for us, but I'll still be trying to overcome and get out of that.
It sounds like if you're using your bond to make him hesitate and he wants to act anyway, roll with despair, it sounds like you're finishing him. Like the cut was your advantage, and now you're going to finish him. And if you finish him on a 10+, he's out. Because finish them just works that way in the Empire version.
Do I still roll with despair if I was trying to finish him?
Oh no, he's rolling with despair against you. He gets to act anyway, rolling with despair.
Oh, okay.
A moment's hesitation is from his perspective.
That's true.
Yep.
He will finish you with despair and try to 10+ you.
Oh boy.
Okay. So I'll do that. I'll try to, I guess, finish you with blood, since that for us is knocking one another out because we can't kill each other. So
it's impossible for any of you to die.
Yeah.
I just can't do it. I don't have that power.
So that's an 8. So take damage. And also, since you use the move against a threat to the world, pay a price.
Yeah, pay that price.
Did I use move against you, or is that, well...
You activated a moment's hesitation.
Oh, yeah. So, okay, I will take damage. I'm just going to damage my something.
Actually, since I have piercing, then I can do that. And let's damage your blood. That's a +2?
Yes.
Then yeah, let's damage your blood.
Oh no, I roll with despair. What will I do?
It's so different.
I'll pay a price. So...
See, Pete has his own agenda. Now he's trying to capture you guys. Pete's doing his Zuko thing now.
Okay, I'll destroy... I'm just going to destroy one of my gear. I'll get rid of my rifle. The loop, basically, I wiggle out of it, but you still, like, yank, and my rifle gets caught and he's yanked away.
Sure thing.
Yeah, it smashes down in the hallway.
So I have no weapons except for my, like, blaster, I guess.
Yeah, it looks like we've engaged in a fight, because, like, the troops are coming down the hallway, you're in the middle, Meathead's there, you got General Kalani there, everyone seems to be here now, except Stitch. Stitch, let's come back to you. What are you doing?
Sorry.
So I've got just like one of their leaders who's probably like, we should probably go back for them. And Stitch's gonna say,
Oh God, he's left you alone with them. He's left you alone with the troops. Like you're the squire, you're the Bond guy.
Yeah. He ran away.
Oh, you booked?
Yeah, he was with us.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I thought you were left behind with Peter.
Oh God, no.
No, I was I think the second one to get away.
I lost track.
Kalani got grabbed, and then I grabbed like one of their leaders.
I grabbed another one. So there's like 2 leaders left.
All right, yeah, they're being captured right now. So yeah, Stitch, what were you saying? Now that I understand how the game is going.
Oh boy. I don't really have a thing that would be super effective against that giant mass of dudes. So I think Stitch is going to be like urging the guy to keep going, and he's gonna, I'll say like, we should really be heading back. And Stitch is gonna say, I've lived long enough because I've never taken that advice. We need to get to the
have
ship.
a friend and no friends.
Yeah. I'm the last of my kind because they took that advice. Mm-hmm. We need to get going.
Can we, because we friend at Behead, can we fight with him to rescue the other two leaders?
Let's see. Meathead is a companion now, so you have his stats. You could use Bonds of Servitude to do what Bonds of Servitude does. If you call upon counter for may damage their stats, create an advantage related to the stat if all their damage. So he's an advantage generator. So, you could use him for advantage when you go on in.
Yeah. Okay. Let's try rescue the hero.
Should we take Meathead off of the list of enemies?
Yeah, his stats are true. Like eager to please, caught one, and big and scary. That's just his normal stats now. So I'll just I'll just move him somewhere else so you guys can copy his shit down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will.
Because you don't need the rest of it. You just need the name of the stat, because that's all they are now. Okay. Yeah. What are you guys up to?
Well,
so if is there a way that we could like get to an advantageous position and like lay down some covering fire or something for the others? Like a balcony that we could swing around and get up onto, or anything like that.
So there's 3 Mandalorians left. 2.
There are 2 that are being kidnapped, and you have 3 with you that you saved, I believe.
Well, 3 people got away and took people with them. One of them was General Kalani. So 2 Mandalorians got saved by the other people, and the rest is there. So there's 3 still being sieged.
Uh-huh.
There you go. And there are 3 still being sieged.
Okay.
Behind the wall of troops.
Yeah, and I'm okay with leaving them behind because we don't have a wall of troops yet.
I think I'm going to look to General Kalani, and look back at the massive. I'm not going to say humanity of soldiers between us and the Mandalorians, and look to him and say, "What are our odds for getting them out?"
He's looking at them, also the guy's right here, right? Like the dude, like the evil guy, the fucking skeleton monster. He is right here. He's like, how quickly can you kill that sorcerer? Just read here.
I hope he takes my lack of reply as a response.
It'll take time.
All right, Pete. Are my threats allowed to throw cuts at you? Because you're a player. You can be cut, right?
I mean, yes.
All right. Because no one's going to expect this. Kalani sighs deeply, lifts his like fingered droid hand, and throws it forward. And you, Peter Void, get thrown all the way to the other end of the hallway into a door that slams shut.
Okay, so I'll try to overcome that, and since he's taking hostile action against me, then I get to respond with a cut.
Sure.
And I guess seeing that you guys want this guy back, then I'll just grab him with the force and pull him with me, try to separate you guys.
We now have to talk about General Kalani's stats as an angel choir. He has 2 stats: Avatar of the Force and Power Word Force. Avatar of the Force means he's immune to damage or negative consequences related to his word. So you try to grab him with the Force, Pete, and that doesn't work for some reason on this fucking droid.
Okay, so what is his word?
I'm throwing it out. So it's on the Discord, and I'll put it in the sheet so you guys can see his stat block, because now we have to start talking about General Kalani, who, if you don't know, might not be General Kalani.
Okay.
I love it. Okay. So
they have the word of the Force?
Yeah, he's an angel.
As a droid?
I mean, you think he's a droid. He's certainly wearing a droid's face.
What happened?
We're not so sure anymore.
If you think he has blood, you're a fool.
That's fair. What's a midichlorian?
Wait, blood
Oh,
the
God, I
thing?
said the word.
Blood the substance or blood the
Who can
snack?
say at this point? Anyway, Pete, you
Anyway,
didn't expect that to happen, but holy fuck, that should throw something at you for later. You should Snapchat that fact for later when you're dealing with the leader of the resistance they're about to install.
Oh boy.
at any rate, I rolled a 12, so I stay my ground, but I'm very confused about what's just happened.
At the very least, you get moved back somewhat.
Yeah, sure.
You know, like he tosses you down the hallway a bit. He's like, gestures to you guys, you know, hey, that was all I got. Deal with him.
I'm trying. He's a lot.
Can we even stop you, Peter? I guess
You can take him out. That'll remove him from the scene temporarily until next session.
All the moves work on me, so you can finish me. The only difference is that if you finish me with blood, I get KO'd, not killed permanently.
Okay. Yeah, I sent my swarm to sort of deal with you.
For advantage.
Well, we have. I guess we don't have advantage at the moment.
Yeah, you use Bond of Servitude to burn your swarm stat, and then you get advantage on Pete to try and take him out.
Yeah, I sent my swarm to rip you into pieces, or at least to distract you while someone else deals with it.
Well, while you're doing that and getting your advantage, you've taken a hostile action against me, so the lights start to flicker and they will go out soon. Soft cut.
This is going to be a problem.
It's like take him out quickly.
Get him. Get him.
I'll try to take him out.
I might have a thing for this actually.
If anyone's acting against Peter, you gotta pay.
Do I still roll with despair against Peter, or is that not a thing?
Is it your cast? No, you don't roll with despair unless you're rolling one of those stats that are damaged. Laminar is the one that's rolling despair in my presence.
Yeah,
I see. Well, I think I'm going to burn the gear option. The gear option I have, the only one I have left that isn't food, the faces of those who have wronged me.
There it is.
To give myself hope, overcoming your stuff, and trying to finish you until you are dead.
Okay.
And then I'm going to try to finish you with courage to make you retreat because we don't have time to kill you right now.
Roll it.
But I roll with hope.
Do it.
There we go. 13.
Oh my god. Okay, so Pete, you can choose how you want to react, but it sounds like you're getting driven off.
Yeah, I guess, I get...
I think I have to pay a price still.
Yes.
Yeah, you always got to pay those prices. Oh man.
All right, I'm just gonna damage my wisdom. Just take some damage. Oh my god. All right, but yeah. So yeah.
So that was plus courage, right? For me to retreat.
Yeah, I'm going to grab another blaster from one of the Mandalorians
and
just
throws you one. Like he throws you a blaster rifle with his good hand, or
and
he gestures one into your hand,
and I just unload.
Sure. So I guess I'm taking it back, and can't deal with this amount of firepower. So I guess I have to retreat. And since that breaks my honor code of never accepting defeat and never backing down, because I'm forced to with your move, I have to take damage. So
ouch.
I'll damage my grace for that.
Okay, I think at this point you guys could probably start to make a clean break. There's still those 3 Mandalorians left behind, but if you guys are being overwhelmed and it's late, you might have to leave them behind and rescue them later.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like a fun
That's
mission.
basically like my colony was like, I want to get those Mandalorians back, but I don't think we can. So
all right, you break off and start your retreat. Honestly, at this point, I think I'm going to give it to you because it's late.
yeah, just call in Wayfarer with the ship, and we leave.
Yeah, like the living quarter like pods are all stacked together like shipping crates basically, and like all interlinked. They hook up to the underside of the ship and have like security to them. Your ship takes off. You fly away, to a different part of the planet before you go into orbit, so you're not dealt with by the orbitals. And yeah, I guess we'll cut to the ship then. You're on board the vessel. It's full of Mandalorian people. Like they're all like, most of them aren't in armor. They're like, again, wrapped up in like clothing and have like veils and like covers on. But they're all like moving around the various pods and stuff and hanging out with each other. And like the leaders that survived, the 2 of the 5, like are super grateful. Like you saved their armorer and their medic, like their doctor.
Shame we couldn't save everyone.
Yeah, Kalani and them will call you into a room to like sit down and hash this out.
Okay.
Yeah, when you approach, Kalani's changed his body. Like that large, heavy like weapon he had, he's like clearly cut it off and disposed of it. And there's what looks like a battle droid arm that's been welded onto his frame now, so he has 2 hands again. Mm-hmm. He's just doing work on himself with tools while you walk in, and the 2 Mandalorians are talking to each other.
The 2 that we rescued, yeah.
That's right.
Right.
The doctor and the armorer.
General Kalani.
He turns. Our rescuers.
It's good to finally get a chance to actually meet you.
You did well back there to evacuate the civilians. My calculations, he kind of pauses for a word there before he says calculations. My calculations did not anticipate this level of success.
Well, we didn't anticipate this much resistance.
Nor did I. I don't know where these people are coming from. They're inexplicable.
Funny you should mention
that. I scratched where that little flashing light was earlier. Not saying anything.
I'm sure he can put the pieces together. He probably got that code too.
He wasn't really thinking about like the droid signal bringing them in. He's talking about them existing.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's inexplicable that they exist.
Well, as I'm sure you've guessed by now, we're working with the Rebel Alliance. But
you know Senator Organa.
Yes, he's the one who sent us here.
We've crossed paths previously in another life. He was very agreeable.
He is that. We were hoping you could help us. We've been tasked with dealing with they call themselves... entity is not the right word. The
Spiders and Snake Alliance, you know about that now. Like, you know the name for it and stuff.
The coalition, they call themselves the Spiders and Snakes Alliance.
They're an untreated wound. War and strife and fear and terror often create wounds and damage far beyond the initial injury. They'll spread and get infected and twisted, and eventually people like this will shake out of it.
Senator Organa said as much to us when he briefed us. We're trying to form a rebellion from amongst people here. The Alliance doesn't have many resources to spare. We were hoping you might be able to help us.
I can take over this position. I can manage your split-off alliance. It's a good word for that. Splinter. He was going to say, Splinter's good, or I could deal with your budding.
No, I'm wishing that I played the Splinter Cell games so I could make references.
Or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
If anyone's waiting for that, it's not coming.
Cell also is a great word for it. I can manage that. I took the liberty of speaking with the leadership here, and they're interested in striking back. Many of our people were captured and need to be returned. And the leadership is high priority. They know things about other chapters in the area, and if this is going to be a pattern, we need to make sure the other chapter houses know.
Agreed.
Do you have a base of operation?
I think are we on the way there right now?
Basically? No, but you're just driving in space trying to leave the Strait of Messina. The Strait of Messina is a fucking nightmare. You don't want to be here. It's like surrounded by the Kessel Spice death cloud from Solo, but it's because 2 black holes are doing it.
We do. We have a asteroid base that is difficult to find.
The Mandalorian chapter here will relocate to that base and turn it into their new home. You'll give it to them, and we'll use that as a staging point for this rebellion.
I kind of, turn to look at the others and make sure that this sounds acceptable.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we wanted.
Perfect. We'll need time to gather resources, get contacts up and running, tend to the wounded, get the civilian structures functional, do a walk around of the new base. But we can turn this into something.
I heard.
UM93 raises its hand and is like, "I'm a medical droid," says the
He
battle
nods.
droid.
Of course you are, buddy.
He's been reprogrammed and mind wiped a few times.
Yeah, Kalani, arms crossed, nods.
I always keep to my schedules.
All right. Do you have any things you want to deal with your people here? Like, you got the monster, you got Kalani, you got the Mandalorians, you got your people, you got Wayfarer.
I would, but it's kind of late.
I got one scene in mind where you see stuff from the Empire's perspective real quick, and then that's the end. So if you do have anything, we can just quick 5 minutes for a character right there and then do that last scene and then wrap.
I'm fine just doing the last scene. It's pretty late to where I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you all shake hands and decide to form your new alliance using the fellowship you've earned with the Mandalorians and I'm going to assume someone got 2 fucking bonds with Kalani.
I didn't write them down, but yeah, I'll definitely.
Okay. Someone has to take 2 bonds with Kalani to have him be your goddamn guy. The guy.
Can I do that?
It doesn't have to. Yeah. Actually, yeah. It doesn't count because you're giving him to the rebellion, so it's not like he's a companion. Okay, yeah. Cool.
So what
you have General Kalani, the Angel Choir, as the foundation of your fucking rebellion.
Was not expecting that to be.
Yeah.
Once you understand what it is, you're gonna slap yourselves in the head and be like, "Oh, this is obvious." Any one of you will figure it out almost immediately, I'm sure, once you get a little more info out of him.
My current guess is it's a guy in a droid suit. But...
It is not he has no blood.
Oh.
There is no blood pumping beneath that metal.
And it's not Grievous?
It's not a dude who's ever had blood in him in a droid suit. Nor is it a droid that is force sensitive. It is not the obvious heretical things.
Okay.
Is it Waru?
Waru? Like Waluigi?
It's this weird force.
All right, it's
monster.
Not fair to not tell you because the listeners are going to know if they've watched the prequel show, even though it hasn't come up yet in filming. He's an Iron Knight.
I don't even know what that is.
Iron Knight. Anyway, do that later. Let's cut to the next scene. But his planet's actually in the Strait of Messina, and it's one of the only lantern organizations around that you can go to if you get stuck here. They live on a world being eaten up by a black hole. Anyway, scene swipe. Peter, Void, you're returning, I'm assuming, to your master?
Well, might as well, with some of the things we've captured.
Yeah, no, they're being brought and dragged off. A meeting's being called between you. Okay, a meeting is called between him, Tora, and Maul, because they are the leaders of the rebellion, but you're also invited.
Why, thank you.
So you meet him on the command ship. He shows up on his personal ship. There's a room. It has a throne. He sits in the throne. The other 2 people don't get a throne. They're standing. You're standing off to the side near his throne. And he's all, excellent. Everyone has arrived for the meeting of the triumvirate of the Spider and Snakes Alliance. And Tora and Maul both roll their eyes. Because you're there.
What? I just shrug and then I can look at them.
Yeah, they start going over the mission, what worked, what didn't work. Is there anything you want to bring up here? Because their talk's going to be super mundane.
Well, I guess I'd bring up, this General Kalani over here. That he was more than he seemed.
Steelhead speaks up. Kalani, the droid general. He was deactivated cycles ago.
Well, he's no droid I knew. He seems to be knowledgeable in the Force.
Everyone looks at each other, and then back to Steelhead, and then back to you. And then Steelhead, he could feel Tora and Maul kind of looking at him like, are you fucking kidding me? This is what you brought to the meeting? And Steelhead's like, you must be mistaken, my young apprentice. Your mind must be clouded by emotions, perhaps centering yourself. Focus on your revenge. The humiliation you've recently suffered in front of all 3 of us.
I guess I'll just storm off in a half like a Sith. Looking some
Like you
stuff
do.
on the way out.
I didn't hear a word you said.
I guess I'll just storm over the half like a Sith I am, upending some stuff on the way out.
It sounds like you don't even want to do it. You're just trying to show them that you're trying to make an effort. Like you're just like flipping a table, walking out. It's like, oh, I'm so mad.
Grr.
He'll get there. There's not really anything important for them to talk about other than that their mission wasn't that much of a success, but it was good enough for them, for what they were doing. Still, it's a shame that none of us got what we wanted. And he looks at Maul with his droid head. Maul just stands there,
What a pity.
not saying anything. I don't know what you're trying to do here. Are you trying to shame me in front of the child? Because you're not going to do it. I got what I wanted. I'm sorry the both of you were too incompetent to pull it off for yourselves. We're not friends. We're not co-workers. We're all going to kill each other, right? We all know that, right? Steelhead's like, yes, we all understand the nature of our relationship. But again, center yourselves. Stay your hand. We do have several other things ahead of us. The Emperor, the Empire, the Rebel Alliance. Those rebels that you and Tora do not seem to be able to handle, Tora rolls her eyes, they're not rebels. They're just people. They're just people that stumbled by. It happens sometimes. Not everything's the Force. But they answered a distress signal. They had a battle droid with them. Steelhead puts up his hand. It's like, let's not start fighting each other just yet. Remember, the enemy of my enemy, and all three of them at the same time answer, is still my enemy. Trust no one. Don't fall in love. And they all nod and leave the room.
No, I remember the Sith code going.
In the meantime, I'll use my Dark Authority to recruit some more minions for myself, but that's,
Absolutely. So the last scene I'm going to show you guys is it's going to take place a little bit later when Tora's gotten on her ship, left this place, taken another ship, gotten to Camino, and basically goes through her base. Her base is an underground, Camino science facility deep in the planet, and it's full of clone troopers. As she walks, kind of mumbling to herself and upset, and that clicking constantly happening in her brain, clone troopers stand at attention with their helmets on, never taking their helmets off. One has his helmets off, and one slaps him to put it on. And they all just stand there very rigidly in their classic clone trooper white armor that has on its chest plate, it has a weird handprint marked into it that looks amphibian because it's a Gungan handprint. And they just, don't interfere with Tora as she walks through the facility, walks up to a door in a room, and hits a button on the door and just kind of is rubbing her head and goes, and there's a voice from the intercom. Ah, Tora, are you back from your trip? Yes, Master. It went well. It went fine. Everything's taken care of. Don't have to worry about anything. We got the parts we needed. Oh, good. Did you meet any friends? She's like, yeah, I met people that were coworkers, I guess, or they were fine. They were, I think, they were part of the Rebel Alliance. The Republic. They were Republicans. Oh, well, that's nice. I could see them when they were in that planet. We've been there before, haven't we? The cold one. Yeah. They seemed friendly. You should find people your age to hang out with. Uh-huh. No, it's fine, Master. Yep. And she just turns off the intercom. I'm going to bed. Knocks on the door and then just heads down another corridor into her room. Her room is darkly lit. It's covered in sheets and low-hanging tapestries and stuff. There's a full-length mirror with a chair in front of it with a full toolbox full of things. And she sits down and clicks on one of the mirrors, and a bunch of shapes start showing up, and her cyborg eye starts looking at it as she's triangle, and there's a ding, square, and then a ding, and she just starts mumbling under her breath as she's doing that as her eye tracks the symbols and she says the word and the mirror dings it. She then proceeds to take out a makeup kit and starts to remove the makeup around her face, revealing that her face is much more messed up than you thought it was. Like the damage extends to most of it. She's wearing a wig that she pulls off, revealing that her head's, been burned bald with scarring. That droid hardware creeps around all the way to the back of her skull and almost to the other side of it. Her ear's missing. It's a prosthetic. And she just keeps saying those words, like to the symbols, as the droid brain calibrates itself, because you have to calibrate your cybernetics every once in a while. And slowly, as she's doing that, her mind wanders to the casket in between the black hole Lagrange points. She starts thinking of like people with one arm chasing them down hallways in medical ships. And slowly she starts hearing beeping sounds, like medical technology that's flatlining and breathing, people yelling, a firefight, that Claxton alarm that happens in ships when they're going down. And just like chanting, talking, chattering, sounds of a hospital. And she just kind of looks up and sees a skeletal hand on her shoulder that attaches to a 13-foot tall death metal skeleton in robes looking at her, as she hears over and over in the back of her mind very softly, a good soldier follows orders, and gunfire happening, before she just startles up, punches the mirror and shatters it, looks behind her, nothing's there, and just sits down, puts her hands into her head, makes a long sigh. I'm gonna have to kill those fucking rebels. And she just starts laughing. Scene end. So I was Devin.
I was Adam.
I was Jack.
And Peter.
I was Jonathan.
And this is sponsored by Nobody. Signing off.